Blessing Kit. Well, let's start the podcast. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Kind of Funny podcast. I'm your host, Nick Scarpino, and joining me today is Tim Gettys, the second best laser eyes in all of San Francisco. Of course, Blessing Jr. is to my right,
Hello.
and Andy Cortez is right with us.
I don't know if you were going grito or if you were just...
I was trying to go garito, as you say, but I can't do it. Can you give us one? Come on.
What's a burrito?
It's the fun yell that he does.
Oh, I was thinking from Zelda.
Wait. This is magical. Here we go. Come on, puppy.
You gotta get away from the mic.
Get away from the mic, everyone.
Kev.
That was the sexiest thing I heard in my life.
The thing is, I'm playing injured right now, but it doesn't matter, dude.
Are you sick right now? You a little down?
I don't know what's going on.
Coronavirus-y?
No.
It's
I don't
something,
say that.
something in this area.
There's just
it's definitely
I've got a lot of
thing.
eye stuff. I've been sneezing all morning.
I think it's more for you and for me, I think as well. It's more the season's changed and now our allergies are popping like crazy.
It's
and we got to
possible.
start snorting that Zyrtec.
Here's the thing. I think that it takes a while for your body to get acclimated when you move to a new city.
Yeah.
And I think I am 3 years in, and I've already passed that point, and now I'm like, all right, San Francisco's like, we're gonna fuck you now. You got used to this shit already.
Test.
Now's the test. Because the stories are, Austin, Texas deals with a lot of cedar.
Yeah.
And there's always the cedar fever. And newcomers are never affected, but people that have been there forever are like, just wait a couple years, and you'll get used to it. And
Because
then
the cedar seeps into your pores,
and then it's gonna
or what?
fuck you. Yeah. So my aunt was like dealing with a lot of issues. And I'm like, wow, I'm surprised I'm not dealing with allergies right now because I'm so susceptible to sickness and just germs and all this shit. And my aunt was like, well, you haven't lived here long enough in Austin. Just wait a couple years. And sure enough, every time cedar would come around, cedar season, cedar fever. I couldn't draw. I would have to pull over because my eyes were so puffy and gross. It was scary, Kevin.
It's the beginning of fall and the beginning of spring. That's always when I get sick.
I wasn't trying to laugh at you. It's just one of those things. The idea of you pulling over very quickly to the side of the road, just be like,
oh my God, Kevin. Yeah, I'd be like in actual fear where my eyes are stinging so much, and I'm trying to keep them open, and then eventually hazard lights on.
but Tim, you see what I mean? Just imagine him pulling over, coming out, and just being like,
No, it's bad.
It's so
yeah?
scary.
There's
Yeah.
a little funniness to it.
And I think it's happening.
yeah.
And I think the SF stuff has finally gotten to me. Mm-hmm. I think the San Francisco hay fever.
Hay
finally gotten
fever.
to, yeah.
That's what it is. So much hay all over San Francisco.
Hay fever. Shout out to our sponsors, Omax, Cyro Freeze, Upstart, and Manscaped. We'll get to that later. And of course, if you're watching this and you're one of these illustrious, amazing people who has gone to patreon.com/kindoffunny and back to this show, we're going to give you a shout out right now. Like Mohammed, Justin Toff, DJ Kento, James Hastings, Cameron, Vote for Reagan, Lee Polero, Kieran O'Donnell, Ray, Burt, Seth Ginger, Andrew Feistner, Gru Garnier Fruit Teas, Matt Shazam, Billy Batson, Julian, the gluten-free gamer, and Devin Holbrook. We love you all very,
Can we call
very much.
Mohammed Mo Squared?
I've been thinking of calling him Momo.
Momo?
Yeah.
Mo Squared is dope, and Momo is cool.
I think of Momo of that scary girl face.
I think of MomoCon, which I think is like an anime convention, but I'm not
It
sure.
is in
it?
Atlanta, Georgia.
There you go.
We went there one year.
I remember that. Yeah, I remember watching a lot of that live when I worked at my first studio. Momo is
Did you go with us?
no, it's the first time you guys left me behind. I was really sad.
He hated it. He literally
He
I
hated it.
remember driving away from my house and I turned around and somehow Kevin was just on my
the
driveway
window.
like the farewell, like the end of the farewell, and I was Aquafina.
Remember when we met
I
the
was the
polar bear?
grandma?
You were the grandma.
Nice.
What's that?
I don't like that.
Momo was like a
Yeah,
horrible
Google Momo.
a horrible sort of scary face
Oh.
creature that was going around on the internet for a while. Yeah.
It's interesting.
Oh, I remember
yeah,
this.
that's really
Dude,
scary.
yeah, this was terrifying because they would show this. They would show this in like random videos, right? Like you would click on like, oh yeah, music video to Eminem show, and then this would pop up.
It was like an internet sort of it's like a creepy pasta sort of thing, Very scary, Kevin.
I don't like it.
I hate it.
I'm very curious about what this first sponsor is. Because it said Cryo Freeze, which makes me think like Fallout, like I'm freezing my body.
No,
over,
well,
like,
it's similar.
thousands of
It's for
years.
pain relief and anti-inflammatory. It's a CBD oil, ointment and oils and stuff like that. We're going to talk about it a little
Okay,
later.
yeah.
I'm excited to try it actually because every part of my body hurts.
Do we have
all the
samples?
time. We do have samples.
Okay.
Yeah, we do. We can try them
Curious.
later.
I want to freeze myself.
Okay. It's not so much freeze in the traditional sense as it's like freezing pain right in its tracks, I think.
Oh, like what Shaq uses.
Exactly.
Shaquille
Shaq
O'Neal.
probably actually does cryo
O'Neal,
freeze though,
yeah.
where he actually goes into the thing in the cold, and they use the nitro, and you have to put the little gloves on and the thing so it doesn't freeze all your parts.
And
things
they're like in a
Nick
little
does in
tube.
his free
They're in a
time.
little
I've
tube.
done cryo freeze, and I don't like it.
What? Why? How?
Because-
When?
Okay, so take a wild guess who got me to do this. My
Your
wife,
wife.
of course.
This table.
Sorry, if you didn't know, ladies and gentlemen, this is Kind of Funny podcast. Each and every week, 3, sometimes 4 best friends gather around this table, each bringing topics and all sorts of fun stuff to talk about, like cryo freeze, which I'll talk about right now. So, about 2 years ago, cryo freeze hit the market. It's been a thing for a long time, but it just became like the most popular thing a couple years ago, right? And what this is you go and you pay a fee, and for like 2 to 3 minutes, you step into a tank, and it
Have
fills.
we talked about this? I'm having weird deja vu.
We have. We've talked
Okay.
about this before. And you go in naked, but you have to put on little panties, otherwise it freezes your giblets.
Yeah.
And you have to put on
Yeah.
gloves, otherwise it freezes your hands. And you go in. Some of them are like full tanks. Some of them you just kind of can look over like you're in a little tiny, like a junior high bathroom stall. Not that I've. You know.
Yeah.
You got a nephew that's in junior high. You got to take a poop when he's at a basketball game. You go, and you're like, why can I see everything?
Okay,
Why
that's
can I
the
just see
context.
everything? That's the context. But you go and they pipe in like really, really cold.
He doesn't have an Effie.
Basically like.
That's so specific.
I was giving you a hypothetical context for the statement that made no sense to begin with, and now I'm just so far into the hole.
so
I'm at
down.
the other side.
You're
I've gone
climbing
out-
back up, and I looked at you and I kicked your head down.
Yeah,
back
just
down.
caught me in. My favorite thing about hosting stuff with Andy is that sometimes he's on my side and sometimes he's just waiting. He's waiting to just pull the ladder out from underneath me and let me just fall on my ass.
So you froze yourself.
So you go, and the idea behind it is it's supposed to be super good for anti-inflammatory. So if you're having if your knees hurt, or your joints are hurting, or whatever,
No.
you have shoulder injury, the extreme cold will take the inflammation out of your body a little bit. It also releases endorphins, makes you feel better. It will help mood. So if you're depressed or if you're feeling down or sick or whatever, it can jumpstart your basically body's immune system and stuff like that. My wife has done it a few times. She loved it. I thought it was probably the worst thing ever.
Yeah.
I was like, this is terrible.
Embattled former NFL superstar Antonio Brown. I say former. I don't know whether to call him that because he hasn't officially retired, but he's been kicked off a bunch of teams. During this most recent offseason, he was doing cryotherapy and got frostbite on his feet.
You can do it. Yeah, that can happen.
And
Fuck that.
that's very dangerous, especially when
You
your
have to
main
run.
job is to be athletic and very fast and stuff. And yeah, he really, really fucked up, and he didn't wear the correct protective gear. to
Maybe they
prevent
must have
that.
given him booty. I don't remember if I wore foot gear when I did it. I just remember thinking this is going to be awesome and feel great, and it did not. It was bad.
Yeah.
Like I think I would try it a couple more times just to see, because you never know. Maybe the first time it was just too scary, because it's scary. You walk in and it's like this enclosed room, and then you get into this pod,
Like
and
you're
they're
gonna be-
piping in like dance music or whatever the fuck. So
Whoa,
you
I didn't expect that. I did not expect that.
Well, I think maybe the person before me, like they let you know, they're like, hey, you want to watch something, and they give you a choice.
Yeah.
And I think the person before me was like, I would like to watch
I want
nothing
to be
but
an
like
Express.
Well, they give you like the choice of anything you want to watch on YouTube or whatever. I think the person before me was watching like mid '90s,
So it's not like that. Then.
EDM things. Well, you could watch whatever you want, but it's whatever you can watch to take
But
the.
Nick, did you go in there and you were like, yeah, let me just do what the last guy did?
I think I did. I either said that or jokingly I was like in sync, and they were like, okay. And so I'm freezing,
you
and
chose
I'm trying to
that.
like move. I'm like trying to move around because you're like you're trying to stay warm, even though that's the antithesis of what they want.
Right, but hold on. But so that's not how cryo freezes then, because Nick, you're kind of painting a picture like this is what cryo freeze is like. You walk into this big crazy room and they're piping in dance music, but that's not how it is.
In general, I don't think that's part of the prescription for the
Yeah.
process. I think the most important thing is the little enclosure that you go in.
Can I get the
where
music down?
freezing air
Like, no,
comes
we
in.
needed full blast for
My,
your legs.
No, my favorite thing about this though is that Nick is in there naked, naked.
You wore a little like panties over the
But
cheeks.
you're in there with you requested in sync because you thought it'd be funny, and like I'm sure you laughed at yourself about it.
I laughed
And
for
you get
5
in there,
seconds
and then
till my
you're trying
nipples
to keep
froze.
yourself warm
Yeah.
while it's trying to get cold.
How long are you in there for?
You're only in there for like, I mean, I think they only allow you for the first few times being there like a minute or two. I don't think
Oh,
it's
so it's
very
like really quick.
long. Oh yeah, it's. I mean, you're talking.
You can't even get through a full NSYNC song.
No, you can't. But it feels like an eternity.
You can get to like the second chorus,
The second
maybe.
verse.
But
Enough to
so-
hear
Second
JC
verse.
So the
today.
point is to have your body heat itself up, right?
No, the
That's-
point is to have your body cool itself down. You're moving around from sheer instinct, but the idea is that your body,
You wanna be
like
ice cold.
that the cold penetrates to those areas that are inflamed,
Do you remember the scene
and it's pain relief.
in Alien Resurrection where they have the xenomorphs in the little box, and the xenomorph goes up to
And
the
he
glass,
pushes the button. It goes.
and was
yeah.
it like that?
It's very much like that. You can pull a video of it. You can see what it looks like. I mean, you look
The
down. Do
xenomorph
you
scene,
remember
or-
that time we were on the Virgin Atlantic or American flight, and we looked up and the vents were
Yeah.
like cold air
Yeah.
was coming through, but it was you could see it. That's what it kind of feels and looks like.
So, okay, so you're in there for like a minute and you're paying a certain amount. This sounds like a lot of money per minute that these people are making here. And I think that there's a possibility, there's an opportunity
I
here
mean,
for us.
yeah.
Here. It's kind of
Studio?
funny. The new studio, we get a cryopod. We charge what?
The cryopods.
$400? How much did you pay for it?
I think you pay like
$280?
$40.
$40?
per
Okay.
Minute.
Well, we,
procedure.
look, we can mark that up. We could say you get a photo of Greg Miller if you want, right? We get a
$42.
$40, $45. People come out, take a photo of Greg Miller, get cryotherapy, or they don't need to do cryotherapy. They could just take the photo.
This wrong?
This is what it looks like. Yeah.
Oh, wait, really?
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
And
So,
this pumping music out somehow.
well, no, I mean, you're watching Dr. Oz on
look at
a
his little
network
sleeves.
television show.
Dr.
So
Oz
this-
But
doesn't
I'm
need
saying
to
from
wear
here-
scrubs. He just does it for the fucking
Not
look. Get out
a
of
real
here,
doctor.
Dr. Oz.
so, yeah, so I mean, so that's what the enclosure looks like. But then there's also tubes that lead to like nitro tanks that in the next room that they have to like
Nitro tanks.
completely refill. Yeah, I don't.
And
I don't,
Dr. Oz is like, and this is where the sound system is for.
So this one was
Wait,
one where
that's
oh yeah, so
not a
see how he
TV
has to wear the gloves and stuff. So you walk in, the one that I went to, you could actually see over it because people freak out and like they don't like if you're here you can't see. So my head was actually poking out, which I liked more because I was like I don't want to be.
Are there a bunch of these per room or
Watch there it goes. Yeah, so that's exactly what mine looked like.
And the TV's like right in front of you there.
No, that's the TV. Mine, there was a giant like 80-inch like TV on the
yeah.
wall,
Just
and the guy's
blasting
like, "I'll
NSYNC.
just blast music so you
Gotta
guys
be me.
because so people get into it." And I was like, "In sync." I think, and my wife was like, I'm gonna text her because I'm not quite sure what we chose.
This
So she had to go in
she-
after me.
Oh, after you, but not at the same.
What
They
a
didn't have-
visual.
Like, this is a lot, man.
So, okay, wait,
This
so-
looks like some kind of like sci-fi movie.
Yeah, so I'm picturing, bless, follow me along this road.
Mm-hmm.
I'm picturing there's about 100 of these in one room.
No,
And it looks very much
That's what I was
like the
thinking, too.
Matrix,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
a birth pod. You
no,
know?
those are very expensive. So generally, the place that I went to only had one, and because you have to have the room, and then you have to have another room that has all of the big like tanks and shit. that
Because
you
I
have
was
to
I was
refill.
thinking like the studio party where we have all the best friends come in, charge them extra.
I'll
Get
tell you what,
those
though.
crowd,
yeah,
Blessing,
yeah.
if you want to do this, and I guarantee they'd
don't
let
wanna
us
do
come
this.
film it, we will freeze you and Andy together.
That sound I don't like the cold in general.
I would gladly
And
do
so
this
the
for
idea of
KFAF.
doing that purposely.
Do you wanna do
KFAF
KFAF?
sounds like it'd be a great bit.
I'll contact my local place if it's still there. I'm sure it's gone out of business.
I don't want to
but
take my shirt off. I'm very
Are you
You
allowed
have to take your shirt off.
Are you allowed
Otherwise,
to
the
film?
shirt freezes to your nipples.
Oh, shit.
I'm joking. I made
permanent
that part
shirt.
up. Oh, my wife doesn't remember.
Are you allowed
I'm
to,
pretty
like-
sure it was insane.
Are you allowed to film it happening?
You'd have to get permission
Holy-
from the place.
Whoa!
Jesus.
That's what it looks like. Yeah, so it's like
$45,000?
$45,000 to buy one. But
I guess
also,
that makes
look how
sense.
dope that looks.
Yeah, that looks really cool.
It looks so
But
sick.
you also have to
Oh,
buy
dude, look, the lights can change colors.
Oh,
yeah,
Tim.
they're LED lights, Tim.
Oh, does it sync?
man.
Does it sync with like Logitech or Razer?
I mean, I'm sure it can.
We can business finance it for $1,000 a month.
Kevin, that's not bad
That's not
when you
bad.
think about it.
44
Yeah.
months.
I have 5
So
years.
that's
we'll
literally
pay
a
it
new
off.
employee.
No, in 1 year.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Over the span of 5 years, you know.
All right,
All
this
right.
is this is definitely a leap of storytelling here, but like this picture, a little like kind of it looks like smoke coming out, reminds me of a story that I want to tell. Nick, we've had a new obsession recently with
Mota?
Stephen Bagel.
Oh, Stephen Bagel.
Yeah, you want to
With a
explain
little
that?
Jean-Claude cream cheese.
What the
Yeah,
fuck are you
little
talking about?
Sylvester Salmon.
Bagels,
Bagels.
Andy. We love bagels.
Oh, I thought you were talking about like some YouTuber or something.
I woke up one morning and I was hungover, and my wife was like, "Do you need food?" And I was like, I need a bagel." And she goes, "What kind of bagel?" And I said, "It's Stephen Bagel." And then I laughed to myself for a good 5 minutes.
And
Nick, you're fucking funny, dude.
And so one day he came in, he's like, Tim, you want to get a Stephen Bagel? And I was just like,
And
oh
you
my
said,
God.
what the fuck are you talking about?
Let's fucking do it. So
Let's
now
go.
there's this whole cinematic universe. You said them all.
With the
already,
Jean-Claude
but-
cream cheese, yeah, Sylvester
Yeah.
Stallone, yeah.
God, this is
Oh
so
my God.
stupid.
Right?
I've been
This
hearing.
is
No,
like-
I've been hearing this like as they're like leaving to get bagels. I think I heard either Tim or Nick or both be like, "Hey, we're about to get a Stephen Bagel." You want one? And I'm like,
And they're super.
What?
The thing is, you could tell they are super invested in this universe. That is like,
I want this
all
joke to
like
work so
D-tier
bad.
comedy.
so fucking in. But so here's the thing. So we go to get this at the Noah's Bagels, all right?
Okay.
And we go in. And
Now, the first time we went, there was a lot of bagels.
Yeah, it
No,
was-
actually, first time we went, it was closed.
okay, you're
Remember?
right.
Second time we went, perfect experience. A
Yes.
lot of bagels,
A lot of
everything we wanted,
Everything
options,
was
great.
This time, not so great. We walk in. It kind of looked like there was like no bagels left, and it's like, fuck, we're gonna have to eat some weird ass shit, Asiago.
There was
or
one that was like
something.
a French toast bagel, and I was like, I don't know about that.
And I was like, do you have any planes left? And there was this girl that was clearly like learning the job for the first time.
Yeah.
Like she was not a full-time employee of this place. She's like, oh no, hey, do we got some planes in the back? And the guy's like, yeah, we got some planes. We're like, all right, cool. So we go, we order it, we get the bagels, and like they were more similar to baseballs than a bagel.
They weren't, you know, a plain bagel you expect to be like hearty, maybe like this big with a hole in the middle, right?
Plain Dahan?
Fluffy, yeah.
Dane Dahan?
Wow.
He's joining.
You are
"It's been great, podcast."
plain
It's like
Dahan.
it was kind of like just this freaking.
So this is what a
ball.
plain bagel should look like, Kevin. Bring this up for people who have lived under a
I
fucking
like
rock.
how we have to have a
We have to
visual
explain-
illustration of plain bagel.
Exactly.
You're so right, Blessing. We did not need a Google photo search
This is what a plain bagel is.
in case you've never seen a bagel.
You know what, Buzzing? I rued the day I convinced you to be on this podcast. He said he didn't want to do it, but I was like, you have to do it. And now I'm rethinking that for next time.
So we get these bagels eventually, and there's no hole, and it's just kind of like it was just the wrong shape, but it was like, you know what, fuck it. Hey, we want these goddamn bagels.
Yeah,
so
it
we
was
can eat
it was definitely like these aren't plain bagels, but this is the closest thing we have to a plain bagel. So
Yeah.
we'll just tell the two dudes there, and they're not going to give a fuck.
And we didn't really.
No, they
give
didn't
a
really look
fuck.
like that. They look like something else. They look like
Have you had these?
almost like a ciabatta bread.
Wait,
Is-
have you
yeah.
had these? These are from Starbucks.
oh, those look. Are they bagel
they're-
bites?
They're filled with
Donut
cream
holes
cheese.
with bagels.
They're filled with cream cheese.
What?
This is insane.
They're
I want-
amazing.
That's
They're at
amazing.
Starbucks, you
Also,
said?
yeah, Starbucks.
We
Also,
should take a trip to Starbucks.
speaking of like
mean,
places
I've
that
been
I
twice,
just
you
want to
can
shout
all
out, there's this place that I've been going to for breakfast called Stacks, and they give you a bagel instead of like English muffin or toast. Like,
That's-
they don't ask. They just it's a
That
bagel.
is a place that doesn't fuck around,
It
man.
doesn't fuck around.
That's a whole other breakfast they gave you.
I think
fucking
Depending on what coast
I
you're
think the
on.
first time I ever ate a bagel was when Greg made the bagel burgers,
Yeah.
and I still
Greg
think
made
about them.
Those
bagel
are so
burgers?
good.
Oh my God,
So
bless.
we just
It-
didn't have any other bread.
It was an extra life
worked
like
out.
2 years ago, I believe. And instead of the buns, he just cut bagels in half.
Oh, with like meat patties?
Yeah, with meat patties. Like they were just
Good,
straight up
dude.
burgers, but the
Yeah,
bagels were
cheeseburgers.
hella toasted.
I like that.
Dude, it was delicious.
sounds awesome.
It was super crunchy. Ah, bien tostadito.
It's
So
a-
here's the thing, though.
Yeah.
So we're at this place. We get these bagels and we're eating them. There's this.
I mean, this is like
girl.
like a Fire Fest environment where I'm like, I don't think any of this stuff is
Real talk.
Like nothing here is happening.
Things
right.
got dire. So
Yeah.
we're here, and it was probably like 3 p.m. Like we're having a late lunch for bagels. We're so stupid.
That's
Yeah.
crazy they even had bagels.
But that was my thing. So we're like, I'll take whatever we can get.
Right.
But we're in there, and it's just there's one woman who like works there, but like was on break or whatever on the side, just kind of eating her lunch.
Mm-hmm.
We had this girl that was like learning the ropes, and then there's this one dude who like you could tell was like the manager of the place, but like did not give a fuck. And
Over
he's
it.
the guy that made this like a Fire Fest situation. So we're sitting there eating our fucking bagels. Me and Nick talking about the new studio, talking about like a whole bunch of cool shit we're doing, whatever. And I look over and I see the like price scanner thing that they have, like the laser. I could see the laser, and I was like,
Wait, what?
huh, that's weird. Like, you know, like the little red price scanner thing?
Yeah.
There's one of those, but I'm like, I see the laser coming out of it. I'm
Oh.
like, and I, for like a good minute and a half, I'm like just thinking like, huh, how come I've never seen that before? That's fucking weird, whatever. And I realized I'm like, oh, there's smoke. I see it because there's smoke.
The
which is,
bagel's on fire.
Which is allowing the fucking laser to go. I'm like, huh. And I look up and I'm like, Nick, is that thing supposed to be smoking? Like, that's a lot of smoke,
So you
right?
know how that when they cut the bagels, they put them through the industrial toaster, which has a little treadmill that goes through and then drops them down at the back.
I've
right?
never seen that. Kevin, can you Google search this?
If you, yeah,
Wait,
if,
did the laser look like this?
Yeah.
that is exactly what
like
the
a
laser
whole
looked like.
beam.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
That's
yeah,
I saw
freaking
the
cool.
beams.
Wow.
Yeah. So I was like, this fucking.
No, but
weird.
I guess when I think of you seeing laser, I just think of a laser light, like a laser pointer.
Oh, yeah.
But this was like a full beam.
You saw that.
That's
you could
cool.
see it then because it was
that's
smoking.
the
I was like,
future.
huh.
That's
and I look up
futuristic.
and yeah, this thing has just started smoking and then it's smoking a lot. And then you get start to smell the smoke. And then like I'm looking up and I'm looking at Nick and I'm like,
Yes, this is exactly it.
How do you know
Yes.
that's not the vibe?
So it's
though?
very similar to this.
They're
So what,
pumping in music.
what happens is there's a little track or treadmill that inside that pushes it all the way to the back, and as it pushes it back, it toasts it perfectly and drops out at the back. But every so often, we used to have these in a restaurant that I worked in a while back.
Didn't we
Every
have
so-
these at IGN?
Maybe we did. Maybe
Yeah.
that's where we had them. But every once in a while, it'll go off track and get stuck. And if it gets stuck, it'll just sit there and keep cooking. Similar to how we discovered we had a crumb tray in ours, because the same thing happened where it started smoking.
Yeah.
Anyway, so it starts smoking, and Tim goes, "Nick, is that supposed to happen?" And I look back and I'm like, "Nope."
nope.
And I didn't.
then we go right back to our
Yeah.
conversation, and this dude's walking back and forth
'Cause I
around
assumed
it.
the guy would
It's like,
see
oh, he's
it.
gonna deal with it. And so we were talking about other shit, and then at some point I was like, should we say something? Like, I don't know, because like that's smoking, and it starts getting more and
Yeah,
more
I saw
smoke.
2 minutes go by.
And then it's a point where I'm like looking up, and I'm like, Nick, there's like the little fire, like the
industrial sprinklers
right?
system, yeah.
And I was like, are those gonna go off? And instead of just like dealing with the situation, Nick looks at me and goes, "Oh no, those are actually heat sensitive. It's not about the smoke. It's about." And he starts going. I'm like, "Oh, like we're just having this full on conversation instead of stopping the fucking thing from going
Yeah,
on."
yeah.
And it was just like so casually. At some point, Nick just stops. He looks over. He goes, "Hey, man!" And he like points at it. He's like, "Hey, there's a thing." And as Nick points, whoosh, it just bursts into
into
flames.
flames.
Oh shit!
Like a flame shot out of it, and then the whole thing was on fire. The guy was like, "Oh!" And he went over to turn it off, and then literally, as we're doing that, we look over and we lock eyes with the other employee that's sitting there listening to this whole thing happen, and she's still casually eating her. Like she's like, "I'm not coming off break for this.
Yeah, good
this
for
is my
her.
15, and I'm not coming off break." for
She
this.
earned that break.
Dude, it was an experience.
It was so
and,
funny.
and thus created the action universe of Stephen Baagal and what
Jean-Claude
else?
cream cheese.
Jean-Claude cream cheese. Which
Yeah,
is,
it's- well,
like all you did was add Jean-Claude to another another 2-word noun.
Cream
Oh,
cheese?
Cream cheese.
Yeah.
Okay. Very good. Very good.
cell phone.
What was it? Dane. What is it?
Plain Don.
Plain Don.
Also,
Holy
can we just think about the
Schwarzenegger.
cast of this movie? Because like I feel like the first three kind of make sense together. Dane DeHaan.
Dane DeHaan, not an action star in the traditional or
Look,
any sense.
Fresh face, he was cheap. He was cheap, all right? Times have been rough.
Valorian, right? He was in.
Yeah, he was
Yeah,
Valerian. Yeah,
Valerian.
Valerian kind of failed, so he's kind of
not
desperate
his
for
fault.
some of the results. Exactly,
Yeah,
Kevin.
yeah.
I
He
mean,
did that.
you know.
It was
He did that-
Rihanna's fault.
It was Rihanna's fault. We all the same reason why Battleship failed. That and the entire movie was based off of a board game. That's one of the reasons why it failed as well.
Valerian?
No, Battleship.
Oh, Battleship.
You watched
yeah.
Battleship, right?
No, I just watched the ending of it
Oh my
when
god!
I was creating
the
that.
beginning's every bit as great as the
Yeah?
ending. Oh
Damn,
my god,
dude. That
yeah,
sounds like a
it's-
great movie.
It is a traditionally great movie.
My mind wanted to talk about something while we were talking bagels and fire.
Is it about
and
Fran?
smoke detecting.
What about Fran yesterday doing weird shit?
No.
What was Fran doing yesterday?
Yesterday after Gamescast, Fran goes in the back, and afterwards I walk back. I'm like, "Huh, is something burning? Like, what's that smell?" And Joey starts laughing. I was like, "What is it?" Fran made a snack. I was like, "Okay, what do you make?" A waffle.
He did.
Fran
made a waffle?
So that was-
How do you make a
4
waffle?
p.m. yesterday.
That's why. No, was it yesterday?
We have
Because like a
waffles?
few
Yeah,
days
yeah,
ago.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like, how do you make a waffle?
I
in the
don't
kitchen?
know. Like, I didn't know we had them.
Do we have a waffle?
No, he put it in the toaster. He had a frozen waffle that he brought with him, and he put it in the toaster. And for whatever reason, that was like a week ago. That's what reminded me to tell Cool Greg that we have to clean out the crumb trap. Because that thing was smoking. And I was like, who the fuck is toasting something at 4 o'clock in the afternoon? Of course, in this office, could be anyone.
Yeah.
Could have been me for all I
But
know.
it was Fran.
But of
Making
course
a
it was Fran.
waffle.
And he's like, well, I hope my waffle's okay. And he took it out. He's like, and he ate a bite of it. He's like, yeah, it's fine. And I was like, but the fucking room is full of smoke, Fran.
Oh, what I wanted to bring up was so the employee that was walking around dilly-dallying,
Yeah.
right, around this explosion that was about to happen that he just didn't see coming. I was thinking, like, well, maybe he just didn't smell it. Maybe he doesn't have a sense of smell. And then I thought to myself, if you can't see, you're blind. If you can't talk, you're mute. If you can't hear, you're deaf. What does it mean if you can't smell? What's the word for I can't smell?
Science with Kevin.
I feel like Kevin definitely has an answer for this.
I don't know.
He's
Really?
Googling it.
That surprises me.
You know?
Maybe people don't really care,
Can we
care
make it
so
up?
much because you can live fairly easily
There's
without
somebody
your
at
sense
Rooster
of
Teeth
smell.
that doesn't have a sense of smell. I forget who it is.
Oh, I think yeah.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
Anosmia?
Yeah.
Is that how you
Damn
say
it,
that?
I know.
Yeah.
Anosmia?
No, but
I get what you're saying.
yeah, like the word
When
for it.
someone is as
Like, oh, they're deaf, they're mute,
Yeah.
they're blind, they are
anosmic.
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 anosmic. Ah, that doesn't sound cool,
we just made that
man.
up right now, though.
That sounds too medical. You know?
I'll tell you what, I have a pretty bad sense of smell because I used to smoke cigarettes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I smoked for so much for so long that my sense of smell is probably like half what it should be.
It is anosmic. That sounds
My,
lame.
my
Yeah,
last,
I
my
googled
last
anosmic
bagel
and
story of
it's
the
it's
day.
coming up.
And I'm surprised I have this many bagel related stories.
You've been eating, by the way, can I
Keep 'em
tell
coming.
what
What?
your people what your order is? And this was shocking to me. I didn't even think you could do this.
Yeah.
Tim gets in there and he goes, "Do you have any plain bagels?" And of course the woman goes, "Do we?" And the guy's like, "Yeah, sure, whatever." And of course they give us these fucking bastardized plain bagels. Doesn't matter.
What
So
does
he goes,
that
"I'll
mean?
take."
What do you mean
They were
bastard?
just shitty. They were not plain bagels. They were some weird
Explained
off.
it for like 10 minutes.
Kevin, can you Google
Baseball,
plain bagel
the weird
again?
bagel.
Wasn't listening.
No, that's fair. They were weird. They were weirdly shaped plain bagels that were not plain bagels, and they tasted a lot like sourdough bread instead of a plain bagel. So they're like a sourdough bagel, probably. That's what a plain bagel looks like at Noah's Bagel.
Okay.
Type in sourdough bagel and see if it comes up.
Have you
When
guys
you have
just
a
been on a
sec.
bagel kick?
Yes.
Or has this always
So
been a thing?
we get there. No, just like last month.
Yeah.
I like bagels on Saturday. It's my little Saturday morning treat because I got to the end of the week and I
Okay.
lived. No, this is not what they look like either.
Are any of those looking right?
No. No. No.
These
I'll
look
figure it
weird.
out.
These look weird, right?
Those are sesame bagels. I love
No,
the sesame bagels.
ignore the sesame. I'm talking about the shape. They're very round, very donut-like.
No, that's a Noah's bagel. Noah's has like a very plumpness to it. That's kind of what they. Oh, those ones like right below it are kind of what it
those
look
pic-
like.
Is that pickle?
Cheddar jalapeno.
Oh,
Yeah,
jalapeno.
They're phenomenal. These are great.
Yeah. They
Yeah?
are.
Are they stuffed with cheese or something?
No,
No,
they
they just have cheese on top.
of them.
Oh.
The little hole has quite a bit of cheese on there.
But you can't see the hole because it's covered with cheddar. So Tim gets there and he's like, "I'd like 2 plain bagels, one with plain cream cheese, one with tomato basil cream cheese. What is it?"
I switch it up. I get one that's the jalapeno salsa, and it is spicy.
And I'm like, "Did you order 2 bagels instead of 1?" And he's like, "Yeah, one's just not enough."
It's true.
And I was blown away by that. And it never occurred to me because 1 isn't enough. It never occurred to me to
2?
order just a
That
second
That thought
bagel.
will never leave your mind now.
Yeah.
It's
From
gonna
now
be in
on,
there.
you know that 1 is just not sufficient.
Now, I like to put some Sylvester Salmon on my bagel, of course, which is lox, right? I'm sure there's a better thing we could do. I'm trying to figure out how to get Chuck Norris in there.
I'm,
somehow.
I'm thinking Ray Liotta and Ciabatta, like
Ray Ciabatta.
Oh, Ray Ciabatta.
There's something there, but like it doesn't rhyme enough.
Ciabatta Liotta. What about whole wheat Schwarzenegger seed?
Terrible. That's the worst thing.
Whole
I've
wheat
ever heard.
sesame seed, whole wheat Schwarzenegger seed.
No, that doesn't rhyme. No.
We got to get Schwarzenegger in there somehow.
So every morning I drive my brother to work, and usually we'll order Starbucks.
Does he make you drop him off around the corner because he doesn't want people to think you're driving him to work? I'll get out here.
we do the mobile order for Starbucks, and I'll like double park. He'll run in and get our drinks and come back in the car, and it's fantastic. And I get my drink right without even leaving my car. Today he does that, and he walks up to the woman, and he's like, hey, like he's picking up the order. He's like, hey, can I get some cream cheese? And like we didn't order any food, so she's like, oh yeah, I mean, do you want to like order a bagel? And he's like, no, I already got the bagel, and he had a bagel in his pocket.
Hey, pocket food. That's what I'm talking about, guys.
Pocket nuts.
And she was like, all right, sure. Just gave him cream cheese.
That's
I love that so
that's
much.
great.
That is fantastic.
I have. That's amazing. I have to. I probably have to go and apologize to a Starbucks employee again tomorrow because today I got a little hot with one,
Oh, Nick.
and I was like, why? I left. I was like, that was totally inappropriate.
Why?
Because for the longest time, the Starbucks that I go to is one of those like weird in like a Safeway Starbucks. It's not a Safeway. It's called a Molly Stone. But like, I'll go there. It's like a store kind of Starbucks. Not really a real Starbucks. Anyway, so now Starbucks is if you get the Trento, they have the sippy cup, and I fully transitioned into the sippy cup. But when I ordered a couple weeks ago, I was like, I'm gonna get a venti because I know this one doesn't have the lids. And the woman goes, oh, we have the Trento lids now if you ever want to go up to it, so you don't have to deal with these fucking probably say is the worst thing that's happening to the world right now, which are these paper straws. I know that there's a couple other things happening. I can't think of anything that's worse than these fucking things, right? So I go, I'll just go with the venti right now because I'm not 100% sold. She's like, I swear to God, we have the lids. I was like, cool, but I'm just going to go venti from now on, right? Today, I'm like, I'm tired. It's the end of the week. I didn't get a lot of sleep last night. I'm going Trenta. But in the back of my mind, I'm thinking, they assured me they've got these sippy cup lids, right? I go to the bank because I got to pull out some cash for the thing that Kevin and I did this morning. bank teller didn't work. The fucking thing gave me shit. I tried 2 ATMs. I'm already hot coming back to get my
Wow,
coffee,
yeah.
right? I get there, sure as shit. What kind of lid do you think
You're
it has on
warmed
it,
up.
Tim? What kind of lid do you think it has on it? It's got the butthole lid, okay? The fucking butthole lid. And I don't want the butthole lid, so I get it, and I pick it up. I was like, do you guys have any other lids? And she goes, no, we don't have any other lids. I was like, you don't have the sippy cup lids? She goes, no. I'm like, but you guys told me last week that you had the sippy cup lids. She goes, I don't know what the hell you're talking about. She's like, do you want a straw? She didn't say hell. She goes, I don't know what you're talking about. She goes, do you want a straw? And I was like,
I don't know what the hell you're talking about, bitch.
in my brain, she was like talking shit. She
Yeah.
was just like, she was just super confused. She's like,
Super
what
rational.
are you talking about? And I look at this thing and I was like, she's like, do you want a straw? And I was like, well, yeah. Like, I can't. How the hell else am I supposed to like drink this massive like coffee that I've bought? And she goes, okay. And I was like, I hate these. I like snatched the straw out of her hand. I was like, I hate these stupid things. These suck. You guys have to get the lids for the Trenta. And she goes, okay. And then as I walked away, the guy behind me was like, what the hell is that all about? And she goes, I don't know. It's not my fault we don't have the lids.
You were that guy.
But, like,
Nick.
I was that guy.
That's funny.
It's so bad because from her perspective, it's like,
She was
what's
like, what are you
this
talking
dude's
about?
issue?
Yeah. Now, mind you, I know this person. I've been to this Starbucks
Oh,
So
no.
much
5 days a
worse.
week. So literally, I went to do the thing that Kevin had to do. I drove back to the Starbucks to go apologize. She wasn't working, so I'm gonna apologize to her tomorrow.
Wow.
Because it's like
Now that's
I
a
wasn't
big
like super mean. I was just like clearly the angry guy having a bad day and taking it out on a fucking paper straw.
Yeah.
And so I was like, okay, that's not cool. I gotta
Yeah,
go back and
I think like
apologize.
the telltale sign of I became that guy was the guy behind you going, "What the hell is that guy's
his problem.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was
because
bad.
I've
been that guy. I've been the guy. That's
I
like,
am
what the fuck
often
is
that
guy's
guy.
problem?
I am
Yeah.
often the guy that's like, Jesus Christ.
Well,
calm the
Andy,
fuck
you hang
down."
out with me a lot, so you're always that guy.
Yeah,
I felt bad. I
Also,
felt
Nick,
bad.
like, you know, I almost don't want to give you this compliment because, like, I don't want to encourage this type of behavior. But, like, I'm really impressed with how your mind works. Like, I love that butthole lid. It's like, you nailed it. And, like, wow, that
Well,
is...
because so first off, I got the thing that got me pissed was that this person that works at this Starbucks is not. She's not the one that's like. She's like newer and doesn't give a fuck and kind of is always kind of weird. Everyone else that works there is like younger and like is trying hard to actually like make the best out of this terrible job, which is dealing with people like me. But this person, she's like kind of flighty or whatever. But she goes, "Do you want a straw?" And I'm like, "How the fuck else am I gonna drink this thing? It's a 30-ounce like fucking gallon of coffee that I'm gonna put in my car. Do I have to like? It's a 30. You know what I mean? It's a 30-ounce container of coffee.
Yeah.
How am I? Do I have to peel the lid off, drink it, and then put the lid back on and then put it back on? Of course, I want a straw. Why wouldn't you just give me the straw to begin with? Are we being chintzy with the straws now? Is that where this is coming?
Google butthole lid? I just
No.
wanna see. I just
This
want to see.
Well, that's what I was like what I said, and I
Nick,
didn't
sounds
say
like
this to her
Steve
because that would have been
Nick.
really inappropriate. But I was like, "What do you want me to do? Suck the fucking coffee out of the butthole lid? Do you want me to just fucking suck it out of the lid?
Can you imagine this?
Like I
poor
pour it and
girl?
suck? It doesn't work. Buttholes don't work that way.
Nate, just so you know, in San Francisco, you actually have to ask for a straw now. That's a law.
Yes,
Passed.
and that's totally fine, and I get that. But normally they give you a lid that you can drink out of, and if you want a straw, you have to ask for that. But this and
Oh God! Oh no!
click on the one that says pet butthole cover. What's going on with that? It's just a sticker. Did that girl
Wait.
willingly take this?
Click on this list.
Yeah.
20 ridiculous products for pet owners.
Please click on that list.
Fucking girl, dude.
What is?
So a pet butthole cover. First off,
Wait.
if you're uncomfortable with your pet's butthole, you should not own a pet.
Pet sweep is the best. Pull this up, Kev. You get these little mop.
Hey,
feet
scroll down,
things.
Kevin.
Sorry. I'm trying to take notes too.
Shut the fuck up.
Just clean the little.
That's awesome. That's a great idea.
That's
Actually,
really
I
smart.
never would have thought about something.
They
like
would
that.
hate it.
Because then you have a pet and a Roomba.
But how many times have you seen a pet like walk around like when they do that weird thing when they have shit on their feet?
Yeah.
You ever seen it? They're like, it
Every
sucks.
time.
I hate this.
Every time.
Yeah.
Keep going.
Pet high chair. What is this?
Why does it have a little cake in front of it?
Birthday.
What?
It's his birthday, man. What's his next one? Let's keep going down. Pet perfume. I don't know.
Wait,
Your dog's
hold
not
on.
gonna like
That's
that.
a big bottle.
Why is the dog so small? Like, who the fuck decided this is what we're going to advertise with?
Could you imagine if you got it delivered to your house and it was that size? You're like, wow,
Oh, shit. Here we go.
that's dumb on me.
Impressive.
Kev, can you go to Max Scoville's Instagram?
Are we done with this?
Yes.
They didn't even show us 20.
Yeah, that was just like 5.
That's bullshit.
What the hell?
This girl's fucking face though is the best.
It really is.
Yeah, it's 4.
Just
Maybe if
next
you
to
keep
it.
scrolling, Kev.
No, it's
What
just
the
ads.
hell?
Did you
That's
go to the
weird.
next post?
No, but when you go to next post, it takes you to a completely different
So,
article.
an article with Ben McKenzie from the OC. What the hell is that all about? I don't want to read about that guy.
That's bullshit.
Remember in the OC in season 4 where he just like went to Mexico and became a cage fighter? It was weird.
I don't. I
That
don't
fucking
remember
show
that.
went off the rails after Misha Barton left, or was asked to leave.
I'm Misha Barton.
Misha Barton.
His Instagram.
What are we looking for? Max Scoville Instagram. All right. Well,
Wait, so to get to Max Scoville's Instagram,
he's going to
Kevin
Twitter.
went to his
I-
Twitter, copied Max Scoville's
Now,
name.
okay,
I was already
Kevin,
on
are you?
Twitter.
Do you not fucking?
Do you not know how to? No, you weren't already on Twitter because you typed in twitter.com.
Well, that's what I'm
Please.
saying. I was already there, and I was like, well, I know his name's gonna pop up here.
Yeah.
I don't
Oh.
want to fuck around later.
Now, did you notice that Nick stole the
Newest
no,
post.
Wait, can we just finish this? Thank you.
Why am I still blocked on your Instagram,
We'll
Kevin?
talk about it after we talk about this.
I've
Nick.
already apologized to you for whatever
Doesn't
sin
matter.
that I did.
You shouldn't have fucked me in the first
Oh, it
place.
has a little couch.
Callie bought his dog
A
a matching chair.
That's awesome.
IKEA does this. They sell
Hold
the
on,
matching
hold
smaller
on.
chair.
Hold on.
This is.
What fucking bullshit are you about? I saw it on your face. That moment of like, do I like this or do I like this?
First off, I
What
love
shit
this.
am I gonna talk?
I love this because
Okay.
Max's dog is fucking adorable.
Uh-huh.
But what I'm going to say is this:
Pepper?
this is a fucking cop out. Okay, if you want to let your dog on the furniture, let him on the furniture. Don't get him his own chair and then get pissed off at it. I'm not saying Max does this. I'm saying this is totally a fucking pet owner thing to do.
This is like
you
the
get him his own
restaurant
little
thing, yeah.
chair, and then he jumps on the couch. And you go, no, Pepper, no, you can't be on the couch. You have to be on your smaller couch, and the dog has no concept of scale, so it doesn't fucking get the difference between its chair and the bigger chair that mommy and daddy sit on.
Nick's
then you
gonna
get pissed off. at
Nick's
it.
gonna go to the restroom and Blessings and go, what's up with that guy? Jesus.
And because I told the story yesterday how my mom didn't want our dog to sit on the couch anymore, so it became an outdoor dog. It wasn't allowed back. She was like,
Oh
I'm
my
tired of the dog jumping on the couch. It's an outdoor dog now. And I was like, what does that mean? She goes, I never let it in. I'm like, that's so
Jesus.
sad.
He died from a heartbreak.
It actually died. Well, she put it down because its hips went. It was a black lab. They have hip problems.
Well, you said yesterday.
Really?
I'm sorry. I was just repeating what you said yesterday.
No, that was the cat.
Yeah,
and we're not sure
no,
if the
that
cat.
happened with a cat as well, Kevin.
My mom had a good track record there where she just put things outside and never let them back in. I was put outside when I was 18. I was never let back in
Oh
the
my
house.
God.
I was waiting for her. I was like,
Yeah.
Nick's about to transition.
That's pretty
So-
sad.
What do you think's up with these lights? They're not huge, right? 'Cause
He's growing pot.
No, not that. Just the fact that they controlling that via an app or integrated in a home.
What are we referring
The
to?
purple light?
The purple light.
Purple light.
I
That's
think
like
there are
huge, right?
ultraviolet lights for the plants at night.
You think so?
Yeah, I think so. I think Greg has a couple in his kitchen. I remember because we shot Cooking with Greg, and I was like, that light is annoying on camera because it didn't look good in the frame, so we turned
Yeah.
it off. And I think it's you put them over succulents,
What's with
so
the
they don't
kid
have to
in
be.
front of the car?
Yeah, I think that's a Home Alone statue. Oh my god, if I nailed that.
Oh, it is.
Oh my god.
Nice.
Wow, good
Hey,
job.
you did it.
Home Alone diorama. There it is. Wow. Let's look at Joe Pesci's face there.
Oh, it's terrifying.
It looks a little like The Outsider.
He kind of does, yeah.
Yeah.
He looks like a dwarf.
Yeah.
He looks like a Lord of the Rings dwarf.
Well, now that we're just looking at Max Scoville's
Dwarf?
Instagram, can you go to the picture of Altano?
Dwarf?
Dwarf?
This is
No,
weird.
dwarf is
isn't it?
Steven the Dwarf
This is
dwarf.
the
Okay.
weird
he's
I've not
from
seen
Blade.
Lord of the Rings, so I was
Why
thinking
is
about correcting you.
Altano
But
sitting on? I'm assuming Max and some other person.
They're way too close.
There's 3 men and a lady.
There's a lot going on, but like, I can't believe Altano has a child. Like that thing is half Altano and it's tiny,
I know. It freaks me out a little.
right?
It freaks me out that any of my friends have kids.
It freaks me out that anyone can have kids.
I know. You don't have to. You don't need a license
It's
or
a
any
crazy
sort of like
concept.
medical,
That is-
like a doctor note. at
that
all.
is scary.
Isn't that scary?
Yeah.
You should be allowed. Like, you should ask permission first.
I'm a huge advocate of that, but apparently people keep telling me that that's some fucked up
It's
shit.
really,
and you
really
shouldn't
bad
say
stuff
things.
where suddenly they can control stuff, eugenics, you know. And be
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
Oh no, you guys can't have a baby because
They'd look at me and go 5'8" and bald. You're not having a baby.
Hey, balding.
Eugenics sounds like the that one
For
product that
hims.com.
old men are always advertising online or on
That's
TV
Diegetics?
commercials. Diegetics.
That's L. Ron Hubbard,
No. There's another one. I'm thinking of
Jack
like
LaLanne.
there's a couple of like former NFL players that are like, buy this product for.
Mucinex? No.
Mucinex is a great product, though. I've used it.
Mucinel?
I can't think of the name
You know
of
the
the product.
powder that you mix with water for fiber?
It's like a pill that old dudes take for like enhanced libido and bullshit like that. You know?
Viagra.
It's similar to
It's
that.
like
yeah.
Dallas.
Like rhino
It
horns
sounds
is-
like eugenics, even though it's not.
Dallas.
No, it's not.
Dallas.
No.
Something like that sounds right. Because you know why, Kev? Because I watch a lot of Hallmark Channel and like a lot of like old man TV, and it's always like the shot of the old man with his wife walking on the beach as the sun's coming up, and it's like, do you want your dick to come up too? Take Cialis or whatever.
Cialis, that's it. You got
Is it
it.
Cialis?
Yeah.
It's not that.
See, I had to put myself in the mindset of what I'll be 5 years from now,
And
trying
is
to
it
get my
that?
dick hard. Cialis? I would take dick pills in a heartbeat if I had dick problems. I would just carry them around with me, drop them into people's waters, see what happens.
Oh my god.
It's just
Oh
like
wow.
it's just
Why do you have
Wow.
so inappropriate.
Let me ask
wow.
you guys this question: would you be pissed off with me if
Yes.
if we go okay, so I'm gonna paint a picture for you tonight. We're halfway.
Can you not?
Listen, we're halfway through Onward, which we're seeing tonight, right?
Mm-hmm.
And all of a sudden, you start getting a little uncomfortable in your pants. And about 5 minutes later, you find all of us have raging erections because somebody who shall not be named has put a Viagra pill in all of our giant
Okay,
Diet Cokes.
I personally would probably not be that.
Hilarious, right?
It's really funny, yeah.
Oh my god, no! Guy, like,
That'd
this
be
is not
hilarious.
acceptable. It's not.
No, that's not
acceptable.
acceptable. That's not acceptable. You shouldn't joke about that kind of thing. But if you did that to me specifically,
Yeah.
if it came from
Oh,
Nick
no.
specifically,
I
nobody
would
else.
I would never do that. I would
If you're
never do
listening,
this.
nobody else. But if Nick did that to me, I would find it.
But so,
I
but
think,
what
like,
if
if
I did it to Andy, would you find it funny? Because I think
if he
it'd
found
be
it funny, yes. Like
Okay.
if he came out of it and he was like,
Yeah.
okay, great joke or whatever, then I'd find it hilarious.
agree
Nick,
with
Nick,
you.
Nick, I can confirm whether he likes it or not. I'm gonna find it hilarious.
Thank you, Kevin. Thank you, Kevin. Kevin
'Cause
gets,
it's not-
Kevin
it's not
gets
like,
my humor.
Like, oh, like someone roached my drink. Oh, with what? Like, what the fuck? No, just Nick put Viagra in my drink. And now my dick
guys-
is hard for 4 hours.
you guys don't have a heart condition, right?
As opposed to 2 hours.
Because I already did it
usual.
in your drinks today.
Yeah.
Because like the idea of like looking to the right and seeing like Andy and Tim like
Just like
yeah, just
uncomfortable.
like uncomfortable, like
Awkward.
what's
Talking
going
under the
on.
band.
And I noticed something going on with
Yeah.
myself, and I looked to the left of Nick, and Nick's like snickering to himself.
But by the way, I would do it to myself
Yeah,
too. So
you
all
would-
four of us had raging hard-ons together. Just big old dicks.
This is all of
Then like
Christ.
one of us gets like a heart attack and then dies.
That would not be
Serious
good.
thing.
They'd probably be me because I'm the oldest.
The product
guys
I was
have good,
thinking about
strong
is
hearts.
Nugenics.
Nick's gonna die. Oh, okay.
Nugenics.
Nugenics. What is a Nugenic?
Nugenics is a product that old dudes take for like for more testosterone
Oh, it's like
and
HGH or some shit like that.
it's just one of those things that it's always like notice how you wake up and you're feeling tired and blah blah blah, and it's always like an old man, like a 50-ish, maybe 6-year-old man, just kind of like oh.
It's always like-
they take Nugenics for like more energy,
and it cuts to Joe Montana.
they're banging. It's always like a Dan Marino
Yeah.
or Joe Montana
Yeah.
or Brett Favre or something like that.
Guys that
Brett
are
Favre
like
got that big hog though.
Beautiful
Goat weed.
specimens. Wait, does Brett Favre have a big one?
Yeah, Brett Favre, his nudes leaked, and he has a giant donger. Yeah, very gray though, very desaturated.
Well, I mean, he's old.
Yeah.
No, not.
Oh, you mean the photos were gray, or was his ball hair?
All right.
What's gray?
Tim says okay.
Tim knows we're getting close to those ad reads right now. He's trying to figure out when we could do it.
Oh man.
Yeah, are you guys
it's-
familiar with the rapper The Baby?
Yeah.
The Baby
The Baby.
also apparently has like a big dong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that was going around on Twitter.
Yeah,
a while
it, like
back.
it leaked like a month or so
I
ago.
googled Brett Favre's nude and
Is it biggie?
like it's you don't
gray,
have to
right?
look hard. It comes up real quick.
It's real gray, right?
What is the fascination with it, do you think? Do you ever think about this? Like, why do we revere the big D? Because, like, think about it, though, right? Why do we revere it? It's not something that you have any control over. It's not like a guy that's like Jack. Like, The Rock, maybe he has a big dick, maybe he doesn't. But the reason why I appreciate him is because he puts the work in to get the big muscles and he looks good. Why do we think it's so special that guys have big dicks? Andy.
I want to go around our panel of guests here.
First time in 80 shows.
Andy, a question.
What a ride today has been. How are we going from way too much talk about bagels to fucking Nick? Why do we revere the big D?
I love you guys. Thank you for letting me say these things, and always being the one that brings me back from the abyss.
Can I segue into a topic?
Yeah,
Yes.
of course.
So this weekend, me and some homies are hitting up a club,
Club.
the Club, a ratchet hip hop club.
Okay.
How do you?
Kevin, please Yelp Arena
Yeah,
SF.
Yelp Arena SF because that's where we're going. I'm not gonna say when we're gonna be there because I don't want to get like
God, I'm
our
seeing
doxed or
stars
whatever.
right now.
I don't know the
Jesus.
rules of the internet. But what I want to know for you guys is how do you behave at the club, especially like a ratchet hip hop club? Like what are the behaviors you're supposed to exhibit?
I have only been
Because
to.
it's been a while for me.
I've only been to clubs when I was like in my 20s, and it was usually because of the girl that I was dating at the time. I get drunk and I would dance with my girlfriend at the time, and I am somebody who grew up loving a lot of 90s hip hop, so I felt very at home. In these situations, I never feel super uncomfortable or like, oh, I don't belong here, because usually I'm drunk enough to feel like I belong there, and the music that's playing is stuff that I listened to growing up, and it's always 90s pop or 90s hip hop. And yeah, I just dance with the person that I'm there with. But I very frequently, like, I never went when I was single. So I'm
Yeah.
not the type to like
Fuck,
go
this
up to a
was-
girl and try to dance, because we're always with a group of girls, and there's always a dude that tries to go and dance with your girl, and they're always like, they get away from him or whatever, and it's always like, oh, that sucks for that guy, and I never want to be that guy.
Yeah.
Dude, trying to strike up a conversation with a girl in a
impossible.
club is
Oh
impossible.
yeah, no. it's
So
not
for
happening.
me, right there's that nerves of like, I don't want to go to this club because it's pulse pounding music. I'm not good looking enough for them to be attracted to me without me having to actually back that up with something like witty to say. And if they can't hear this is the moneymaker right here.
Yeah.
Okay, the face is not working out, but my ability to spit ill game was what got me any attention from the opposite sex. So I'd always go to bars that were not as loud. Clubs, no. Put on top of that the fact that I cannot dance, so my confidence level goes from like a 50% to an absolute 0 when I walk onto the dance floor. Like I have never in my life walked up to a girl and just started dancing with her.
Yeah.
Never happened.
Same.
Yeah.
It's just not going to happen.
Yeah, I don't have that type of confidence. I enjoy it a lot. I cannot dance. It's similar to anything with music. I cannot sing. I cannot play instruments, but I want to.
I
to
mean,
do
I
all
don't think
these
you
things.
have
know
to
what,
know
Sam?
how to dance.
The thing is-
I think like I have rhythm, but I can't dance.
What's
but
like your go-to move? Because like usually like the 1-2 step, like stepping from the side to side.
But see, you're already doing it better than any of them.
Yeah, but-
The
yeah.
thing about Tim is he's tall, so you've got that going for you.
Okay.
Nobody expects
Thank
tall
you.
people to dance. When's the last time you saw someone tall dance?
That's true.
That's a fair point.
Joy Fatoni was the tallest person in Sing. He's 5'6".
Yeah.
I would
Yeah,
love.
wow.
I just imagine Nick, single Nick, walking up to a single lady in the club, whisper in her ear like, "What makes us revere the Big D?"
Andy.
So wait, this place, Kev, can you bring the Yelp up? So there's like neon signs that say "Do it for the Ratchets," which I love. But there's
So
also
it's ratchet. What is that term? What does that
Oh,
mean?
it's
Ratchet's just like dirty.
yeah,
and
it's like you
fucking-
don't care. You don't
Yeah,
give a
you're
fuck.
just fucking ratchet.
Yeah,
you
like
know?
you're gonna whip
so
your hair
similar
back and
to
forth.
wretched.
No.
no. Ratchets. It's like it's turning up. It's
Yeah.
like you're turning up without any care in the fucking.
Yeah, like you're
Okay.
twerking.
You're hella extra.
Whether or not you have a husband or not, like you're
Yeah.
behaving whatever way you
Oh,
want
okay, I
to. Because
like-
you're
those are-
ratchet, you don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
I'm ratchet as fuck right now.
Yeah.
I love you, Kevin.
what
I
are we
love you
doing?
so much. I just also enjoy the way you go about things. I want to show Nick the twerk zone.
No, I don't want to show this picture.
yes.
It makes me uncomfortable.
Please, no, show it.
No, yeah,
It's-
bring this up.
the kids need to
This is
see.
ideal.
The kids need to see what their
love
20s
that
are going to
it-
look
it-
like.
It's like just a board that's kind of on there.
It's so
twerk
shitty.
and
zone,
then just
guys.
You know what that used to be? That used to be like where the food came out, but then they
Yeah.
lost their license for food, so they just put
Yeah.
up some particle
Like,
board.
look at the
and
outside of
painted
this
it.
place.
It's.
It looks
No,
Oh,
like
I know
a-
exactly where this
It looks
is.
like
Yeah.
a Planet
This is in the
Fitness.
Mission, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know this place. It looks. Yeah, you know what it looks like? It looks like a Giant store.
What is that? The Subway
Like you're gonna
logo
go get a Giants hat and the Giants
or the
yeah.
Subway font.
It's terrible. That's why. There is always. I shit you not.
I actually like the font.
Every
Yeah,
time I
man.
walk by, there's a line around the fucking block. For
That
this
does,
place.
that
'Cause
doesn't
it's
look like a
popping off.
club font.
It's
Like,
not.
I
a club
hate
font.
that font. That looks like a straight up 24-hour fitness or something.
No, it looks like a ballpark.
But it's like lighting up though.
Do
which
it
makes-
for the ratchet.
what makes it cool.
Anything neon sign that has like a little dirty in it. Like neon signs make it dirtier,
They
right?
do, man.
Yeah.
This
So-
place looks fan fucking.
That's
tastic.
why-
Yeah, no.
Let's
which is
go.
why
Are we
I'm
going to
very
Blessings
excited to
Going?
go.
Yeah.
Oh, you
Are we all
haven't
going?
been yet.
No, I haven't been yet.
Oh,
no, so yeah, we're going
got it.
this
Got it.
weekend,
Got
yeah.
it.
What's tomorrow,
So,
Friday?
so I saw you tweeting about your like ideal, club banger playlist.
Yes.
Um, What was your top 10 again?
Let me look it up.
Yeah.
It was fantastic.
While he's
Yours
looking,
and Yusuf's both fantastic.
while he's
like-
looking that up, ladies and gentlemen, let's take a quick break for our sponsors. Our first sponsor today, ladies and gentlemen, is Omax Cryo Freeze. Listen, living with chronic pain is the worst. It's more than a feeling of discomfort. It can affect your whole life. Many of our listeners probably have some type of pain that has prevented them from relaxing and sleeping or stopping them from exercising. Perhaps it's been going on for a few weeks now and hasn't improved with any of the treatments that you have tried. I'll tell you what, ladies and gentlemen, I do Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and my shoulders and my knees are constantly in pain. I'm very excited to try this product. Enter Omax Health. If you're looking to get rid of nagging muscle and joint pain immediately while providing long-lasting recovery, then you need to try the natural breakthrough pain relief solution, Cryo Freeze CBD Roll-On, developed by Omax Health. This non-prescription triple-action pain relief roll-on is specifically formulated to block pain receptors, reduce inflammation, and improve muscle and joint flexibility. I want to try this. The best part is this is 100% natural. CBD-powered remedy works its magic within 10 minutes of application, and relief lasts up to 8 hours, much longer than over-the-counter products. I was talking to Tim before this started, and one of Gia's friends uses this religiously. She swears by it. I can't wait to get into it. Omax Health is offering my listeners 20% off a full bottle of Cryo Freeze CBD pain relief roll-on plus free shipping. This discount also applies toward any product site-wide. Just go to omaxhealth.com today and enter the code KINDA, and that's omaxhealth.com. Enter the code KINDA to get 20% off Cryo Freeze site-wide. Still not sold? I can tell you pro athletes such as PGA pro golfer Kyle Stanley uses Cryo Freeze CBD to recover both on and off the course, and go look at the product reviews. They've got 95%, that's 5-star reviews page after page of customers saying they've tried everything, and Omax Cryo Freeze is so good, they are now buying it for their family and friends too. Anyone from athletes to Grandma Josie how'd you know my grandma's name was Josie? Can benefit from this immediate pain relief. You have pain that won't go away, then you qualify for Omax Cryo Freeze. Simply roll it all over where it hurts and ice out the pain. No messy creams or horrible fragrances like some of the other products. Cryo Freeze works within 10 minutes of application, improving physical training, recovery, and performance. Go to omaxhealth.com and enter code KINDA to get 20% off Cryo Freeze site-wide. I'm telling you, this product is the real deal, so go to omaxhealth.com and enter code KINDA to get 20% off site-wide. Ho! Is the sound that I made the last time I nicked my balls shaving them. And I'll tell you one thing right now, ladies and gentlemen. I'm glad the good folks over at Manscaped are looking out for our number 1 and 2s down there. Thank you to Manscaped for turning my loud streaks into multiple peaks. Ooh, I like that. I'll tell you, I've been manscaping since the day I discovered hair on my body, and I'm glad there are people out there that take this as seriously as I do. Men, start taking notes because Manscaped accidents are finally a thing of the past. No more cuts and nicks with the Manscaped Lawnmower 3.0. This is their 3rd generation trimmer featuring advanced skin-safe technology, so you keep your bad boys nice and smooth. The Manscaped engineering team spent 18 months perfecting the greatest ball hair trimmer ever created and just released the new and improved Lawnmower 3.0. When I tell you this is premium, I mean premium. The battery will last up to 90 minutes, so you can take a longer shave. One of the coolest features is the LED light, which illuminates grooming areas for a closer and more precise trimming. And let's not forget about the charging station. Show your mower off loud and proud because this intelligently designed stand is a rapid charging dock powered by USB. So many people have written in the stories about how the Lawnmower 3.0 has changed their lives. They even include pics so I could see the smoothness for myself. And they aren't kidding, man. Smooth is fast. Fast is good, ladies and gentlemen. You need to try this one out for yourself. Get 20% off plus free shipping with the code KINDA at manscaped.com. That's 20% off plus free shipping with the code KINDA at manscaped.com. Your balls will thank you. Next up, we've got, as most of us have found out the hard way, getting into debt is easy. Getting out is difficult, especially if your credit card score isn't great. Thankfully, now there's Upstart.com, the revolutionary lending platform that knows you're more than just your credit score and offers smarter interest rates to help you pay off high-interest credit card debt. Upstart goes beyond the traditional credit score when assessing your credit worthiness. They actually reward you based on your education and job history in the form of a smarter rate. Upstart believes you're more than just your credit score. They believe in you. They make it fast, simple, and easy to check your rate. And since it's just a soft pull, it won't affect your credit. The hard pull happens if you accept the rate. The best part, once the loan is approved and accepted, most people get their funds the very next business day. The next day, over 400,000 people have used Upstart to pay off credit cards and meet their financial goals. Free yourself from the burden of high-interest credit card debt by consolidating everything into one monthly payment with Upstart. You've heard us talk about how Greg Miller moved to San Francisco and took out a personal loan that had a terrible rate, and this could have saved him a lot of heartache and a lot of pain. Don't be as dumb as Greg. See why Upstart is ranked number 1 in their category with over 300 businesses on Trustpilot. And hurry to upstart.com/kinda to find out how low your Upstart rate is. Checking your rate only takes a few minutes. That's upstart.com/kinda. Now back to your show. Okay, cool.
One thing I really enjoyed doing was when we had the E3 party at that sex dungeon that we at our
We've lived
Airbnb.
life. You know what I mean?
That was one of the best parties that I've ever been to.
Like
in
I
my
loved
entire
adding
life.
to that playlist because it was just like, what's the next song that's gonna get everybody in here hyped up? And it was always 90s hip hop. It was like Busta Rhymes or just like
There's something
an old
about
Jay-Z song or
and
you know.
I don't know whether it's because a lot of people in that room grew up in the 90s and that's when y'all became like kind of aware of those scenes, or it's just that music was just that much better. And I have a theory because I grew up in the 80s and music from the 80s I love, but there's still nothing better in my mind than 90s hip hop. There's just nothing.
I mean, that's a solid point.
And I just wonder if as we go on, it's the one era that everyone goes, yeah, that was undeniably like the best era for hip hop.
But early 2000s, I would say, is when like the real club bangers.
Yeah, that's when club bangers.
They call it the Ice Age, Nick. When all the rappers.
That's sick. That is amazing. You just blew Nick's mind.
Yes.
It's been a great episode.
So yeah,
Good energy.
10 club bangers to know me is what I tweeted, and this is from the homie Michael Hyam. Who
How many
originated
newer
it.
songs are there?
Newer songs on my
Like in the last 5 years?
ooh,
Because that's where I get lost.
maybe
You got a
like
couple.
one or two
Okay.
at the most. Because I think the one newer song that's on my list is "Nice for What" by Drake, which is an excellent song. Like the sample is great, the bounce is great. It has like a
Well, it sounds like it was made in 2002.
yeah, and that's the thing, right? And so the first song I have on here is "Lose Control" by Missy Elliott. And like I had a debate whether or not I wanted to go "Lose Control" or "Work It."
Work It is so
"Work It" is
good.
Oh, like as soon as you hear that bass pop in,
Let's
go.
yeah, no, it's sick. "I Don't Fuck With You" by Big Sean. That's like that
It's
one
a
came out like
vibe.
it's like 2014.
God, see, I wish we could listen to
2015-ish.
music on this podcast. 'Cause
Yeah.
I want to hear all these,
Fuck
like
with
just samples from
you.
all these songs.
I think you would like "I Don't Fuck With You" if you don't. If
Oh,
you're not
I'm
familiar with
sure
it.
I've heard it.
Yeah, "Paris" by Kanye,
Oh, yeah.
Jay-Z.
Oh, my God.
Classic, modern day
Jesus.
classic.
Yeah.
"Low" by Flo Rida, which is like a 2007, 2008 ish
Great.
song.
And here's the funny thing is like, here's how I know that I'm getting old, is that when I say, are there any new songs in the last 5 years? What I really mean is in the last 15 years.
Yeah.
Because like my touchstone to hip hop, like I lost it in mid 2000s, and that was 15 years ago.
Yeah, I think right now you'd hear if you went to a club that was playing modern hip hop music, you'd hear a lot of like the Baby, probably some like mumble rap. But I
Baby.
yeah, the Baby.
Not like
baby.
I feel like the clubs.
And
I mean,
this
at
is-
least.
this is the guy with the big dick, right?
Yes.
Yeah, big old honk.
But at
Theoretically.
least the clubs out here, like they do lean a lot on this like more nostalgia based club
Yes.
bangers. Like it's a lot of.
But I figure
Okay.
there's also a specific art to having a song play that people want to dance to. Because not every song that is a quote unquote hip hop song is something you want to dance to.
Oh yeah,
right?
no.
Yeah.
There's another club called Raven here that is fucking awesome because the top floor is just all it is a giant like pit with smoke machines, lasers, and then video projectors.
Cool ass lasers.
So the DJ is a video DJ. So it's like music videos playing from like the
DJ.
90s
Man.
the entire time.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
There's a club that I went to in Seattle that it was essentially split into half.
Bless you,
and
Andy.
Half the club, yeah, bless you, Andy. Half the club
Thought a second one was
was,
coming. Thank
half the club is hip hop, and then you like go into the other room, and that side of the club is EDM.
That's in this room.
Yeah, and oh my god, transition between those two rooms.
No.
It's a great. one of
Sounds
the
like a
great-
headache.
It was awesome. I loved it.
The thing I don't like about the EDM in general is that you can't like. There's something about dancing to hip hop that you're just like,
This makes sense.
We are 3 layers of clothing away from fucking right
Yeah.
now. And I can't say the same for EDM, right? Like EDM is like I might as well be dancing with myself at this point. But back in the day when Daddy used to hit the clubs, Daddy used to go to a club called Comet Club, right? And this place still exists in the marina. If you ever want to go, we used to go there straight away. Now, all the reputable people would go to good bars that had decent cocktails and reputable people, but we knew that right around 11 o'clock, all those people are going to get a little drunk and go, you know what we want to fucking do right now? We want to dance. And when they'd go there, who did they find? Me and all of my douchebag friends holding down all the booths so that when they were tired of dancing, they needed some place to sit, they'd have to come sit with us.
You sound so creepy.
No, I was gonna
It
say
was
that.
very creepy. It was very creepy. Yeah, it was super creepy.
I just transitioned right
Yeah.
there. And we're like, oh, okay.
But this
is
place,
creepy.
people used to get fucking nasty on that
And me and
dance
my
floor.
friends are dropping Viagra and everybody's drinking.
You get a boner, and you get a boner, and you get a boner.
Cyclone is also on my list.
Cyclone?
by
Fuck
Baby
yeah.
Bash featuring
Oh, dude,
T-Pain.
yes.
1-2 Step by Sierra. It was between that and Goodies by Sierra. Goodies
Yeah.
is also a great song.
Yes, yes, it is.
Yeah, that beat is
Wait.
incredible.
My Type,
That's Sweetie.
which samples Goodies.
No, that one samples. What's his name? Not Lil
Just play it. It's
Going
fine.
to the
Petey
music
Pablo,
Petey Pablo. Yes, I think it samples Petey
Freak a
Pablo.
Leak.
Yes, it samples Freak a Leak.
damn.
That's what it is. Sweet, yeah. My
I'm
Type by
having
Sweetie
just like a
is a
burst of
jam.
nostalgia with these words.
Yeah, by Usher.
Petey Pablo.
Yeah,
course.
by Usher.
Yeah, by
dude.
Usher.
Yeah,
Definitely is a club banger. And then Love in This Club by Usher. And then I'm Different by 2 Chainz is a newer
Oh,
one.
that's good though. Love in This Club though, that's an interesting one. Let's try to get his fuck.
Yeah, no, that's for
I don't know
like
if I call it a club banger.
That's for a specific kind of club experience. where
yeah.
it's
You're trying to get intimate. You're trying
Yeah.
to feel up on a booty.
when you're making eye contact while dancing. That's
yeah.
is that kind of song. What up?
What day is this?
Why are you trying to come through, Kevin?
Oh, we can't talk. Yeah, you're right.
We already
Yeah.
said it.
I mean, we
you
kinda
guys already
said
let it go.
Yeah, we're doing this tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I got invited to this thing, but it's just like,
Dude, if you're trying to
Oh,
pull
that's
through.
crazy.
I don't
My
have
invite
that
didn't
much
show up.
energy. I don't know if I have that much energy.
I believe in Nico.
You're not
Andy's gonna be
go.
there.
And there's no way Andy goes.
Oh, I would
No, God,
I would
no,
invite
Andy.
him.
I love that. Andy, of course, famous for having the best tweet ever at last time we were at RTX in that fucking lounge that was playing music so loud.
God.
And you tweeted the most poignant fucking thing I've ever seen. What did you have? $1 million idea. A bar that plays music half the volume of other bars. And I was like,
Maybe even 2/3.
dude, I was like, dude, you're fucking.
I'm willing to make some concessions.
I went to a piano bar in my neighborhood. There you go.
It's empty anyway.
Great reflexes.
That was weird.
Yeah.
Woke me up.
I went to a piano bar in my neighborhood randomly. I didn't want to go. We were just looking for places to have a quiet drink, and there was like we were looking to watch the fight. I mean, that was the night I was going to come over to your house. We were in my place. I was like, we want to go look at venues, do some other stuff. First bar we went to was showing the fight, but it was packed. I was like, I don't want to fucking go in there. Next
fight
one
was this
packed. It was the Tyson Fury Deontay Wilder fight. And I was like, let's just go get a cocktail, and then we'll go do something else, right? Go to this piano bar, really, really bougie, like higher end place in the marina, and walk in.
What's a piano bar?
I'll explain to you. It's a bar where instead of playing music through speakers, there's a piano player, and he's just playing fun, and it's fun. It's not like he's not playing like classical like Beethoven. He's playing like modern songs that are in piano, and you're like, oh, I know that's a Madonna song, or that's a hip hop song, or whatever. And it's super fun because every once in a while I'll sing along with it. The bar starts singing too. But for the most part, it's just a place you can go to get a really good cocktail and sit, and there's a little bit of music in the background that's actual real music, someone playing it, so it's got that energy, but it's not overbearingly loud, so you have to scream over each other. Because like that's the thing I hate most in my 40s now, is having to be in a place where I have to scream, and then the next day I have that like ratchet voice. Is that a good use of that term?
Close.
That's not at all.
I was trying to give it to
Yeah.
him. I was trying to give it to you, Nick.
You shot at 3 and you missed.
Yeah, I really did. No? Okay.
No.
What do you do for the three? Three-pointer, three-pointer?
RP.
Well, like
you told me I can't use this anymore.
Carmelo does the 3 to the head.
Okay.
But yeah, you can't. I mean, it
you
means
can't
white
do
power.
that
You can't do that
Damn
anymore.
it.
Yeah.
I've been doing that for like 6
They've been
months.
taking
You gotta tell me
everything
to stop
from
doing
us.
that
It's
shit.
fucked.
So we're,
Yeah.
You guys have to
that's the
tell me what
OKB
I'm doing.
slogan. We had to change it.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, that is what?
Oh, I have that pin.
The OKB logo was like the OK sign.
Oh,
and
yeah.
then the racists came through and took it.
Well, you
from
guys,
us.
you
Fucking
add the
racist,
dick
man.
sign to it. You gotta add the dick sign
You
to
gotta
it.
take it back.
Oh, yeah,
Okay,
that's
beast. Exactly. That's bullshit.
It is.
Such bullshit.
So what about this piano bar?
Oh,
Music
I
is
was
just
just
tight.
I really liked it. I think it's called like Reed and Greta. If you guys are in San Francisco and you want a really good cocktail, this is the place. I had something called the Bee's Knees, gin, fresh lime juice, a little bit of lemon, and honey. Ooh, Daddy got fucked up
That's
on
good
these
on your
things
throat,
the other
though,
night.
the
I
honey.
had that recently
Oh,
at a
so
totally different place. It's
I,
very good.
that drink has like 5 different names to it. I had one very
Bee's
similar to
Knees,
that
dope name.
at
a great name.
Co-op. Or not Co-op, Coin Op. they have a really good drink that's like that. It's like the honey something else, but yeah, it was really, really fucking good.
What's good bar behavior? Since we're talking about club behavior before, you go to the club by yourself.
Mm-hmm.
What do you do? I've never gone to the club by myself, and so I've never really understood the concept.
I don't know.
I don't go to clubs by myself.
If I trust
Or
people.
bars.
Bar.
Yeah.
No, I don't think you should ever go to a bar by yourself.
Okay.
It's-
Because
it's-
I've heard of people doing it before.
unless it's a local bar and that's sort of what you do
It's your
because you
vibe,
know
it's your
people there
scene.
and you're going to see your like other people that are locals there.
I'm gonna go
But
watch
that's
the
also
game,
a thin line
you know.
between that and being an alcoholic that
Yeah.
you got to watch out for. There's a couple places I never go by myself. One, movies. Hate it. Hate going to movies by myself. I like to do the thing where I turn to the person. Hey, did you see that? It was great. And you can't do that if the person next to you is a complete stranger. They don't like it.
You can't share your Twix.
You can't eat some of their popcorn randomly and then go,
Yeah.
oh, like Andy lets me do it.
Yeah.
Never go to strip clubs by yourself. That's
To be
just.
clear, Andy doesn't like you doing it. He's told us
He doesn't
He just-
stop
he
me
just
from
does
it
it,
because
yeah.
he's too tired to stop me.
He just does it.
So he gives me consent by just virtue of him being too lazy to not give
Just
consent.
exhausted by this point. Yeah.
And then of course bars I don't go to by myself. I just don't like doing that. I don't love bars. The only thing I like about the bar is that if I'm with people, it's a fun environment, and then if I can get a good cocktail, great. But like we went to that bar for Fran's birthday party. We went to 620 Jones.
I
It was
was
like an
busy
outdoor
that
indoor
day.
bar, and it was super fun because I had seen I haven't seen some of the friends that showed up in a while, but the cocktails were not good, and I was just like, this is not hitting for me. I had one drink and left. That was it.
The Nick Scarpino special.
Yeah. Well, I had two drinks.
got a
I had one
text
drink.
about that.
I had one drink, and then I saw something called a frosé that I had to have,
Oh, man.
and then I
love
drank a
you so
frosé.
That sounds great.
Is a frosé just like a Slurpee rosé? Yeah.
Frozen rosé. You got it. You
Wow.
nailed it.
Fancy.
Send it to Joey. Joey said, "I've seen this before." I was like, "Cool. Well, why can't you just?" I was like, "Why can't I ever fucking introduce anything new to the group?"
At RTX, we drank so many frosés.
Did you?
Oh yeah.
Oh man.
Oh yeah.
I'll tell you what though. I had one drink and then I had that frosé and I was hungover the next day. I think the frosé was what really fucked me
It'll
up.
do you.
Yeah,
what are you
that'll
gonna
yeah,
do?
that'll
I want to continue a conversation.
Yeah, let's have a conversation
from
buddy.
yesterday. We
I have that
Blessing,
here.
I don't know if you know. Me and Nick do the show called KFAF.
Woo!
Oh, I've never seen
It
it.
barely went up
Sometimes it
today.
posts, sometimes it doesn't.
Yeah.
Thanks YouTube.
Thanks, YouTube. A writer wrote in. Who was the name of the writer?
I don't know if it
Roald
was
Dahl?
him from yesterday, but someone else had a very similar question today.
Okay.
So one of our Patreon producers that went over to patreon.com/kindafunny, Jordan Lueck, said, "You are mistakenly entered into the Olympics as a competitor and you can't get out. What sport or activity do you think you could fake well enough to not get caught or maybe even win?" It was a different question, but basically, if you had to be in the Olympics, what sport would you do?
Yeah, so yesterday's question was obviously very, very similar. Yesterday's question was more of what sport do you think you'd be best at in the Olympics?
Or where would you place
Yeah.
everyone in the group?
Gotcha.
as far as
yeah, everyone in
sports?
Kind of Funny, where would everybody go? We
Right.
said Kevin probably be great at shot put.
Shot putting.
Oh yeah. Is that the thing where you spin?
And then
No,
I
no,
said
that's
wrestling.
this one.
And then I said wrestling. Because Kevin's
yeah.
body just getting in on somebody, pushing him out of the
Oh, yeah, I
circle,
can see
you know
that.
what I mean?
Yeah.
I can see Kevin doing the squared off
wrestling?
wrestler's pose.
No. Well, it's same thing.
Greco-Roman wrestling.
Yeah, Greco. Yeah.
You know the onesies?
Yeah. You push them out of the ring, and that's.
That's one of them, right?
Isn't that
I
one
think
of
if you
them?
push someone out of the ring in regular wrestling, they just reset.
Oh,
you
they
back
just
into the
reset. You're
middle.
right. Yeah, you just have to pin them. That's true.
Yeah,
That's true.
Yeah,
I guess I was
usually
thinking sumo,
pin-based.
yeah.
It's
Yeah.
pin and positional based. I don't know how they actually scored if you don't pin. I think maybe they just score. They give you like an advantage and you win.
Anyway, I think
In
Kevin
jiu-jitsu,
would be
they give
great
you
at both of them.
I can see that.
You know, without
Just 'cause
being,
Kevin is gross to grab onto.
Throwing my humbleness aside, I'm very good at wrestling.
He is very good.
I know you are,
Very
Kevin.
good.
I know you are.
Did you wrestle in college?
No,
Oh, that's too bad.
You should have.
I could see
I
Kevin
really
just.
should have. I made a mistake.
I imagine Kevin opens one drawer and he goes, "Not today." But in that drawer is just onesies,
Spandex.
just a bunch of spandex
Hell
and
yeah.
onesies.
One of my
And, like,
friends
pairs,
tried
one for
very
every
hard
day.
to get me to wrestle in high school.
You should have. You would have been good at
And
it.
they were like, "There's a lot of running involved," and I was like, "Fuck that. I can't do it."
Wrestling, from my very limited experience now, having done jiu-jitsu, there's a lot of wrestlers that come in, is fucking one of the hardest things you could probably put your body through. It is insane
Yeah,
what
'cause
these
you have
kids
to try
do.
to cut as much weight as possible. Like,
Cutting, but
my
just
friends
the-
would spit water all day
They would
Yeah.
just
to
spit.
dehydrate
Yeah,
themselves
my,
to reduce their weight.
I had a friend in high school who was the same way, where they had a weigh-in the next day, and it was very similar to these professional fights where this kid is in high school.
have to
He's
make
like,
weight.
I have to lose 8 pounds by tomorrow.
Yeah, and they'll do it.
And they are just all day dressed in sweatshirts and shit like that, and they go run on the treadmill for hours in sweatshirts.
It's super great
It's
for your brain.
awful.
I walked into class the other day, and one of my instructors was teaching like a little private to one of his blue belts, who also teaches high school level wrestling. So we had a bunch of the high school kids in there, and one of the kids was, I don't know if they were warming up or cooling down. I have no fucking idea, but he was basically on his feet with his head on the ground and his arms up, making a tripod, and he's rolling his head, like basically rolling his body around his neck with just his head on the ground.
Oh.
So imagine if you're like this, and then you go all the way upside down, backward, and come back here.
Build your neck.
It's to build neck strength and I guess neck mobility, but I also kind of think that maybe it's just because you don't want to use your neck when you're 50. I don't know, but to me it looked like that was torture. But I mean, I'll tell you one thing right now. I've been doing jiu-jitsu for about 3 years now, and there'll be wrestlers that, I mean, I'm not good at all, but there'll be wrestlers that come in who have wrestled their entire life and they fucking smoke me. They just have there's it's like a raw fucking power
Old man
that
strength.
you get when you wrestle. If you've wrestled from like youth, like 6 years old all the way to your 20s, you get like just a density to your power that is just unbelievably hard to deal with.
Nick and
You just
Blessing.
can't do shit with it.
The very, very powerful rich man, Jeff Bezos. I don't know why I'm going with him. Walks up to me and
'Cause he's
says,
the richest guy on the
"You
planet."
have to put Tim in the Olympic competition
To win?
If he places or succeeds or whatever, you get I don't know, $10,000.
Now, are we including?
Where would you put
Why
Tim
would you
in?
go so little?
$100,000.
Yeah, $100,000.
Woo! Okay.
The elusive $100,000 prize.
That's $1 million.
Where are you putting in? Where are you putting Tim?
Now, can we do Winter Olympics also?
Anything.
I
think
don't want to kill
curling.
Tim.
I think Tim could be on a curling team.
Curling.
Oh,
okay. That's
Yeah.
the one where it's like you're like doing
You're
this.
basically
Yeah.
you're essentially just sweeping ice for a while.
Yeah, I can sweep.
You have to throw the ice too. Remember? They do that thing
Yeah.
where they
You throw
slide.
shit in front of it to slow it down.
Yeah.
Tim could be a
figure
thrower.
that out.
I can see that.
Yeah.
That doesn't seem too hard. No
No.
offense to curlers out there, but
Oh, I'm sure it's incredibly complex,
We
but not
upset
really.
the hacky sack community.
Yeah.
Next up, curlers. Get
Yeah.
fucked.
No, Tim, it's foot sack or
Foot
what-
bag.
Foot bag. First off,
What-
and second
what did
off,
Cool Greg make
there
fun
is
of
no
recently
community. It's
that I
just
was
5
like,
people
watch out?
online.
Cool Greg made fun of something recently. I was like, Cool Greg, you don't want this fight.
Yeah, it's it's not astronauts.
It's not astronauts. That was the second. That was the first thing.
what's like the thin sword fighting they do?
Fencing.
Fencing.
Cool Greg used to fence.
Wait, really?
Yeah. Swear to God.
I would put Tim in
Because
fencing.
I was thinking about putting Tim in
Because
fencing.
I feel like Tim has the length.
yeah.
Not the girth.
Oh, you're gonna get smoked in fencing.
And I feel like Tim
fencing
plays
is
in a-
incredibly difficult.
But I also think you're really slow.
All these
Tim plays enough double A pride that I
Tim,
can see that translated.
At the Olympic level, all of these things are incredibly difficult.
yeah, but like I would,
true.
that's true, very true. But I would put Tim in something that doesn't involve him potentially getting stabbed through the heart.
Yeah, they have the stupid little balls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you wear
Stab
pads.
Yeah, and yeah, you have the weird.
The
Man,
weird.
I just
But
don't-
also, it would be really
screen
fun to watch
helmets.
Tim fence.
Kevin,
in
can
the
you
Olympics.
just Google Olympic activities? I know we did this same thing yesterday, but I just
We
need to
did.
see a grid of
I think
words
Tim-
in front of me.
I think Tim could do anything that involves running is out. No offense, but I think the javelin throw, maybe you could figure
I
that
thought
out.
about that too.
The running has always been Tim's strongest point.
I mean, it used to be.
Also,
Well,
Tim doing
I
taekwondo.
I did track in high school. I'll have you know. I won some high jump and long jump things.
Okay, long jump could work for you. You're
Yeah.
tall.
He could jump back then like 15 feet.
Oh,
It was-
volleyball.
It was scary.
Volleyball would be great.
Volleyball.
Yeah, that
You've got
height.
the height for volleyball.
Yo, we should
you
play.
just jump in
You
front
know,
of the thing. and
just
just-
for fun, Taekwondo. I would love
Taekwondo
to
would be
see-
great.
I know that he's got no chance.
You're gonna get head kicked so fast in
Oh,
taekwondo.
trampoline. I've been on one of those.
Okay, there it is
Yeah.
right there. Synchronized
That's exactly
swimming.
what it
I
is.
think Tim could do
You know what?
synchronized swimming with Kevin.
I feel like shooting might actually have like you might have a chance.
No, he's
Tim has never shot a gun. He doesn't want to.
Oh.
Yeah.
He's far too liberal for
Plenty
that.
of chances. Plenty of chances.
What? Okay, so
Look at the Taekwondo picture. The dude's getting kicked in the
Yeah,
It's a
dude's getting
fucking
fucked
spinning
up.
jump kick.
he's getting a Ryu kick to the head.
That
man.
is not even. You can't even do
No,
that
yeah,
kick.
So this is a jumping front kick, and this is roundhouse.
Yeah, that guy's.
Wow.
God.
They're
That-
gonna kick each other in the
Kevin,
face. Yeah.
that's like the ending shot of a movie where the two karate heroes are finally about to meet,
Yeah,
and they do the kicks and poof, and it freeze frames, and then like the credits start rolling.
Also, why are we doing a basketball game and not a volleyball game? I feel like us playing volleyball would be great.
Nah, basketball's cooler.
I love
No.
playing volleyball.
we have
basketball's way
access to
cooler.
a basketball court.
Do
I
we-
don't
wait,
even
do we
know-
have
no,
access to it?
I don't know that we do.
Because volleyball courts are just in the park. They can't keep us away
I would say
Basketball's
for
cooler.
Andy,
legally.
it has to be basketball.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Easily.
Not because I think you could do well, but because you versus the rest of
Is
all the
basketball-
actual NBA athletes that they pull for the Olympic team, they still do that.
Yeah, they do, but here's the thing: they don't bring in the big stars because the big stars like resting now, and so that's a reason why America lost the last Olympics to I
Bullshit.
forgot who.
Fuck you,
because it
America.
was a bunch of still NBA level athletes, right? But it's a bunch of bench players or stars on teams that aren't very good, you know? So it's a lot of like B tier talent, and it's people that never play on the same team together, so they just can't get it together, and they lose to teams that have been playing together their entire lives, you know?
They should just send whoever won the NBA championship.
They should. I agree.
Let's go.
What, Kevin? This little thing says, yeah. So that's interesting. I did not know that was the term they used to use for that.
What?
There used to be a pancreation. There used to be a. I don't know if there still is, but there was a predecessor to UFC that was called like, I want to say pancreas, but that's a part of your body.
Yeah, it's definitely part of your body.
Fuck.
You cannot bite your opponent or gouge his eyes or his
Those are the
nose.
only
So there,
rules.
I forget what it's called, but
That sounds like UFC stuff.
it was a predecessor, and I think it was, I want to say it was either out of Europe or out of Japan, where you weren't allowed to hit people with closed fists, so it was more slapping, but you could still leg kick. It was brutal.
I'm into that, dude.
Yeah, and
I feel like I can slap pretty good. Kick.
God damn it, what's the Danish fighter?
Dane.
Dane Don.
No, Dane DeHaan. Fuck. Anyway, I watched a bunch of those matches because it was like I watched this history of UFC stuff and like this moved into it, but it was in like a boxing ring and they were wearing like fuck, what the hell is his name?
You think on that?
I gotta look it up. I gotta
You
look
think
up. You
on
guys
that?
keep going.
Bless.
Yes.
You said you love volleyball.
I enjoy playing volleyball.
You enjoy
yes.
playing volleyball. Would volleyball be the sport that you'd probably be most?
I think
competent
I
at?
think I got pulled in last week on last week's KF Pod at the
Oh,
very
that's
end. We
right.
were talking about sports, and soccer was my go-to. But volleyball, actually, I guess at that level, volleyball is gonna hurt. You know, when it like when that thing hits your arms when you're in like this
Yeah, you're gonna
position,
get that
that
sting.
sting. Oh,
I would
man.
like. Oh, I hate
at
that
the professional
sting.
level.
I
I think
hate that
that
thing.
suck.
I would like to stray away from the more traditional sports.
Okay.
Because I feel like putting me in basketball is cheating, right? Because I'm gonna drill a bunch of 3-pointers.
Also, you're on a team, and if you're on the
I wanna
US
say
NBA
that's
team,
right.
you have them supporting you.
Like I want to put me or you in like
Interesting. That's where that term came
in
from.
the sprints or the long jump.
Yeah, that's it.
Or,
Ken Shamrock. Yeah, this is it right here.
Oh, Ken Shamrock.
Boss Rudin is
see
who I
you
was
being
thinking
a
of. So
fast
Boss
guy.
Rudin got famous for this, and he fucked people
I'm
up.
fast.
Type in like Boss
fast
Rudin
as
best kicks or pancreas.
I would
Boss
love
Rudin.
to go in the sprint
Highlights.
also. Sprint, I think I could do
Knockouts.
pretty well.
That's one right here. Look at these. Like, just play this for a
Probably
couple.
shouldn't show this
No,
thing,
don't
right?
show it. But look at how fucked up this is. So they weren't allowed to. You can't. I don't think you can hit in the face, but you can slap.
Oh, yeah,
you
no,
slapping motherfuckers.
He
went
Like,
for-
bam.
slap the mess
So
out
he
of
was.
him.
I listened to. I watched a couple of his fights that he narrated, and he was like, "So I used to do this thing because
Oh
like
my
they didn't
God.
know. They didn't really understand like what was super dangerous versus what wasn't dangerous. So he used to kick people in the fucking or like liver." And he would just kick you in the liver over and over again, and eventually you would just crumble because it would be so fucking painful, and your liver would like rupture. It was
Jesus,
like
I hate this.
horrible. Yeah, he.
I
Fucked it up. So it's
saw-
kind of like submission wrestling with. That's a good guillotine choke
Oh,
right
it's
there.
Boss Rudin.
great.
That's Boss Rudin.
Speedy Rudin.
He's the bad. He's a bad motherfucker. Oh, look at that. You got his nice little toe hold there. Anyway,
There was a viral video that was sort of circulating on Twitter
You just run away.
around the most recent boxing match where it was like
Fury versus
the
Lawler.
first few UFC fights were insane, and it was straight up like a dude that was 500 pounds, probably 6'4", giant dude fighting a smaller guy in a ring, and it just looked like this shouldn't be legal, but they were fighting and just going at it, and it was apparently one of the first UFCs that ever existed.
Yeah, the first like 3 UFCs I think were they had very few rules. There was no time limits and there was no weight limits.
Yeah, there was no
So
weight classes.
You
it
could.
looked
That
like.
was the idea. Was that the foundation of the UFC is actually very, very fascinating. A lot of people. I don't know if you realize or not, but it was actually started by the Gracies, and it was started by the Gracies to basically showcase how good Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu was. So they had all these people come from mixed disciplines, and they low key slid Hoist Gracie in there, which was like he was one of their brothers and was a black belt who was this tiny little guy, just to show everyone in America as a marketing campaign for Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu how effective the discipline was, and he fucking murked everyone because nobody had any ability to fight on the ground. But yeah, there would be like 300-pound sumo wrestlers versus like dudes that were like 120 pounds, like, and it was a crazy spectacle. But they talk about how I forget, I think it was John McCarthy, who I think is still a UFC ref, who was a police officer at the time, and I think is now a black belt in jiu-jitsu, but he threatened to quit because he was like, this is so dangerous. We need to have, basically they were like, the ref can't stop the fight. Someone from the corner has to throw the towel in. But the problem is the guys from the corner, A, were not experienced cornermen, and B, didn't want their guy to lose, so they were basically letting the guy get beat to death.
Yeah.
And so he stopped the fight, and the people got, or I think it was Jorge and Gracie got pissed at him. And he's like, "Listen, I'm not coming back to this. I refuse to be a ref unless you give the ref the ability to stop the fight. Otherwise, someone's going to die, and then I'm going to jail, basically. And I also have to deal with the fact that I could have saved someone's life, and I fucking let him die. It was crazy
Can you
shit.
check Slack? Yeah. So this was the video that I saw on Twitter was from the screen cap up top. If you go back up top, because just the size difference of these two dudes was
Oh my God.
insane.
You could actually, I think UFC's doing a thing right now where you can go on YouTube and watch a lot of the earlier fights. They put them out for free.
I don't know who these two are, who these two fighters are,
I'm
but
not well versed on it enough.
but they were in the video, and it was about a 3-minute video.
This guy's about to get.
And
pushed.
the small dude in the black like shirt or whatever the hell he's wearing is just like he's trying to get around him, but the guy's too big that he's fighting,
Right.
and his arms aren't really reaching, but he'll jump in there and go for a hit, and it was like a Dark Souls
Yeah,
fight.
that sounds like
The guy's name
Bloodborne.
is Gary Goodrich, I think is. No, that's not him though. I don't think that's
It
Gary
was
Goodrich.
insane, dude. It was such a crazy
Type
looking
in
thing.
if you
'Cause
want
it
to
looked like
see
Street Fighter.
If you want to, so as this started to evolve, a lot of like sambo guys and like wrestlers started coming in, but guys that actually had a little bit more of like that's where Pancrase kind of comes in, where guys like Ken Shamrock had experience doing a little bit more of what you'd think of now as a mixed martial art. And there's a guy named Don Fry. Type in Don Fry. See, this is Hoist Gracie taking someone down, which is amazing.
Don Fry.
This motherfucker. He's awesome. Wait till you see him. He's having a guy.
Yeah.
You working on it?
I'm working on the other. Shit.
There he is, right there.
Fuck
This
yeah.
guy.
But look at Don
Super
Fry.
Mario himself.
Don
Dude.
Fry came in.
Dude, hold on a second.
Oh, Mark Hunt's a bad
I saw
motherfucker.
this picture and I was like, "This is the guy."
Yeah,
And then
this-
I see the thumbnail. Do you see how scary?
Look
Yeah,
how
no,
scary this guy is.
terrifying.
So good.
It's like Mario, but super
Just
bad.
image search this guy, and this guy's just fucking terrifying.
He looks like a video game character.
No, he
Look
straight up.
at that
Yeah,
motherfucker.
if they made like a- if they made a live
Scary
action
as
Super
that.
Smash Brothers movie.
If
Yeah.
that guy wants
He
to
was
fuck
from
your
Mario.
wife, you know what I mean?
You
Like
watch.
your wife's gonna be like, yes,
Yeah.
I'm fucking this guy. And you have to watch. You have no
Why?
choice.
Why, Nick?
Look at this dude. So
Look at
guys
that
like this
fourth
came in
picture.
and had better experience with
Oh my
wrestling
God.
and actually actual striking and fuck people up.
He looks like the fifth guy you fight in what was that?
River
Rumble?
Punch Out?
Royal Rumble? No,
Oh.
Punch Out?
no, it's the PS2 game, PS1 game.
Punch out.
I think it was Royal Rumble. No, damn it.
Oh,
Roses?
Ready to Rumble
Ready to
Boxing.
Rumble Boxing.
Yes.
That's the one.
Yes, I remember.
Yeah,
I know
that's
exactly.
cool.
What
He
you're
looked
talking about.
that guy looked so exaggerated. His features
Yeah.
are like his brow was super cartoon like.
God, I forgot about Ready to Rumble Boxing. That was
Great
really
game.
good.
We
Yeah.
should bring that one back.
Dude, yeah, let's
put that
play
one
it.
on the Gamescast. We'll re-record
Let's
it.
do
One of my friends works with this girl that constantly has stories where you're just like, that can't be true. Like, and we've been constantly trying to catch her in a lie because it's like it just keeps becoming like more and more ridiculous stuff. It's like, oh well, I grew up in Spain, but then I went to college here, and like none of it makes sense. It's like
you're a
you
liar.
can't have done all of those things.
Right.
Like this is fucking crazy. And then one day they were playing some. It was a similar situation at the party where it's like one person had Spotify playing, but people would like submit songs and it would like transfer around, and a song started playing, and she was like, oh. Man, this song like takes me back. Like I was gonna use it as my entrance theme for my, or not entrance theme for my Olympic gymnastics performance, but someone used it before me, and it was just like, bitch, we got you. Like this is it. We're
Right,
gonna catch
this
you.
is it.
Googled your name. Totally was in the goddamn
Shut the
Olympics.
fuck
and
up.
it's just like, holy shit. Maybe she's not
Maybe
lying
she's
about
not
anything.
lying.
He's definitely not lying about
That's
it.
Maybe
awesome.
it's on you.
She
Maybe
didn't
that's
place, but she did. She actually did, and she had to use some shitty song.
maybe
That's
you're just
funny.
really insecure about all the shit you could have done in your life. and didn't do.
I can't come up with any good examples right now, so I don't want to say too much about
Sure.
it. But it's just like some of the things I'm just like, no. Like,
Dude.
it totally feels like that my uncle works in Nintendo type shit.
Yeah.
I'm
I'll
like,
tell you this.
okay,
I'll tell you
sure.
this. I've been around, obviously, in my 40 years on this planet, I've met a lot of different people. But there is something inherently sinister and creepy about the pathological liar.
I thought you
Yeah.
were about to say about gymnasts.
Well, that too. That too.
you were
Because
gonna
they
say
never grow up,
DJs.
man. They're always just they just hit like 12 years old, and then they just never grow up. It's fucking freaky.
crazy, man.
It's creepy. But shout out to you if you're a gymnast. Good. It's really hard, I know. But like,
I've tried
people
it.
are like, fuck you, Nick, you can't do it. Obviously, I can't do it.
Gymnasts blow my mind.
If I do a backflip right now, I'd break my fucking neck. But it's also because I'm a good foot taller than most gymnasts. Just throwing that out there. Just putting it on the table. That was a fuck you, back you for your fuck me that you said to me in my hypothetical.
Where
world
would
that I
we
just
put
did.
Nick? Would Nick be a gymnast?
Hell yeah, I'd be a gymnast, bro. A tumbler.
Yes.
Tumbler?
Just because I want to watch.
I would do like a cartwheel, and then I want the ribbons. You know the ribbons?
Oh yeah.
I feel like Nick would kill it in rowing. Like I picture him in Olympic doing the rowing.
Honestly,
like
if I
two-person rowboat.
I feel like
thing.
Nick would get pissed off halfway through.
if there's two things that I would want to train for the Olympics, it would be judo, and I know I'd get smoked because Olympic level judo athletes are fucking insanely. Like Ronda Rousey was like an Olympic gold medalist in judo, and she fucking kills people in UFC, or used to kill people in UFC. Judo would be fun. Powerlifting would be another one to train for. Not saying I could do it because I can't get anywhere close to like what these guys.
The
can
weights
lift.
required.
No fucking way. But it would be fun. I love lifting that style of Olympic level lifting where like, you're doing deadlifts, cleans, squats, shit like that. I think that'd be super fun to train for. But man, oh man,
Good call, Tim.
we've all seen those when the lifts go wrong.
Oh,
No,
Yep.
no.
Yep.
Yeah, we're not looking at
Fuck
them.
No,
No, we don't want
Where
it.
you just fall backwards.
Change the topic.
All of a sudden, your legs go the opposite way. Yeah.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Greg, fuck. Because Greg is very similar to Tim. Greg is taller, but I feel like athletically you are both very similar.
I feel like if we got what do you mean lazy?
What a nice way. To
Yeah, super lazy and unathletic. Yeah, that's fair.
No, I just mean like build, like very long and like a sloth. Like you're like a
yeah.
like a Bigfoot.
I would
Dig
You're
it.
like Chewbacca, like
Hey,
very long legs.
Hey Andy,
and
it's nice
shit.
having company down in this hole. thanks for digging down here with me.
I'd like to see Greg get into diving. I feel like that'd be like
Whoa,
a very
yeah.
entertaining watch.
Why does that make me
shit.
think of Rodney Dangerfield's Back to School, where he has to be a
Blessing doesn't know what
diver?
that is.
Yeah, no, that went over my head.
To anyone that does, that was a low-key burn.
Okay.
I feel like Greg. I feel like Greg could dive.
I would put him in wrestling for sure.
Wrestling.
Really?
He's got
He'd
good
give
strength.
us
Yeah.
a show,
He would.
regardless if he'd win.
It's true.
You would just be straight WWE. Like that's not what
Yeah.
you're doing here. This is a different sport. Barrett said he could do long distance running because he comes from a family of long distance runners.
There's no way.
But he has such little legs.
And he smokes like a.
But he said that so does
And
his
you
family.
can't
and
you
they're
can't
really
run
good
when
at
you
it
wear
too.
those bike messenger hats. They don't let you.
Let's try to get him to run a month.
I love that it's like we take it like a challenge. Like we know he's in the other room. How can we get him in? How can we get him in here? How much
If he's
shit does
listening,
he
that
need
for
to
sure got
They
him.
won't let him. That's where you went with that.
Basically, like get Andy to laugh. I consider today a success.
This is something I want to bring up. I'm very impressed with this new trend that's been going on the last 3 or so years. But this idea of building a booty. Where it's
Oh
like,
yeah, no, I've been seeing a lot of this on
these
Instagram.
girls can just, and I guess boys too, but like I've
Bust
been
their
seeing a
hearts.
lot of the girls do it.
Like there are specific exercises dedicated to it, and they work.
The
And
idea.
it's insane.
It's impressive.
She has been doing it, and I'm like, oh my god! It's like there is an absolute difference. Of
course.
that thing is fucking growing.
Yeah,
It's
popping.
awesome.
It's getting thick.
It's getting thick.
The face he makes.
Here's what I'll say. I
You
appreciate.
don't have to say anything.
I'm gonna. Oh god, what happens here?
Oh my
I
god.
just
that
thought
was
it was a fun little moment.
Oh, here, do me a favor. Google. Maybe I'll send you a link. But Google.
We got him off the track. Perfect.
Yeah.
We're looking at men's Olympic judo.
Russian Thai takedown. And I
No,
want
it's
to
gonna
say
be like some legs breaking. And
no,
shit.
it's not. This is a really cool.
Because I'll never forget that one Thai guy.
like a Thai.
There was a
TIE.
kickboxing thing, and he. Oh, it was UFC. And he
takedown. Yeah,
went to
wrestling.
Just kick his shin,
Oh,
but his.
it was Anderson
but
Silva.
his shin broke.
Anderson
No,
Silva. Like,
I'll have to
it
send
went
you.
like
Oh
this.
yeah, right. Down.
Yeah, that
So
was.
go down two more. Islam. Yeah, this one. So
Though
click
I
on
would
this.
love to learn Muay Thai.
Go about 3
me.
minutes in. First off, if you want to move Muay Thai, come with me. My studio does it. Go back.
Real expensive.
Let's see. Go back. Right about.
Real expensive.
No, not there. That's a good takedown. This. Oh, right here. Watch this
My
fucking.
I'm gonna
allergies.
show this.
I think you can. It's not dangerous at all. Like no one gets hurt. It's just a really cool takedown. And the fact that he does this is, let's see. Watch. Ready. Boom.
Oh my God.
That was
Wow.
fucking
Yeah.
nasty.
Wow.
Watch. Keep playing it. That's Daniel Cormier right there. And he's like, send
Wow.
me that clip. Send
funny.
me that
Yeah,
clip.
that's funny.
Yeah, these guys are. I think this is down in San
Who
Jose.
did I saw Daniel Cormier.
That was fucking
fighting
badass.
somebody. Not recently. It was a few years ago.
Fight.
But he's like a scary dude.
Daniel Cormier?
Yeah,
Yeah, it's a very scary
fight.
guy.
All
Yeah.
scary dudes.
that's true.
He's a
Dude, you
light
know who's scary?
heavyweight champion of the
Does,
world.
Does Rampage Jackson still fight?
No, he's been long
done?
since retired, but he has one of the most fucking terrifying knockouts I've ever
Yeah,
seen.
no.
in
every
my
time I
life.
see one of his videos, I'm like, Jesus Christ.
he got not famous. He was famous before, but I think he was fighting in Pride.
He seems
which
like
is
one of
over-
the guys who would
Oh,
transfer
Pride was
to
like the actual like ring.
Pride is where they fight in like a boxing ring, right? But
Yeah.
it's mixed martial arts. And I forget his opponent, but his opponent had him in guard, which is basically when you have your legs wrapped around someone, right? It's a defensive position, but in fighting, it's not the best. You kind of want to get out of it now because people can drop elbows on you and shit. Unless you're Rampage. Rampage picked the guy up, all the way up,
Yep.
and then fucking slammed him down onto the ground. And you see this guy's head bounce out. You're like, that guy's different now.
No chance in hell.
Different
he's-
human
and that has
He's
been your
like-
KF podcast.
Ladies and gentlemen,
You know what I mean? Like, he ain't the same anymore, bro.
Woke up and his name is Ryan now.
Oh god! You see shit like that, and you're like, I would never want that to happen to me.
No.
Never want. Like that's super illegal in jiu-jitsu competitions for a reason because you can
Yeah.
fucking.
Pride has
murder
like less
someone.
rules, right?
Pride had
Because you can like.
I don't think it
knee people in the
exists
head,
anymore,
right?
but you used to be able to knee people in the head. Yeah.
Yeah,
And it
that's terrifying.
It was really scary.
I
There's a
couldn't
guy
imagine
named
getting knee to the head.
I think his name's Mark Kerr. I think they called him the fucking not the Brain Smashers. But anyway, there's a compilation of him.
The brains.
They called him the smashing machine, I think is what they called him. He used to grab people in what's called north-south. Like, so basically, imagine if we're standing, right? I go like this, and I grab you around your waist. And then I just knee you in the head until you pass out.
Cool.
Which basically only takes about, by the way,
Smash
3
the
or
brain.
4 knees before you go, I give up. I
Yeah.
don't want this to happen to me anymore. I can't get out of this. And this is, again, I'm going to wake up tomorrow different. Not the same human being.
Ryan.
Terrifying. Do we have time for one more question? You guys want to do one more?
Let's
or
do
you
the
wanna
post
go-
show.
Oh, yeah. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, Matt Batson has a really fun question for the post show, and I want to hear you guys' answer for this. Until then, of course, if you're watching this on YouTube, please make sure you subscribe to this channel if we made you laugh. We love entertaining you, and we want our voices to hit your soul as fast and as thoroughly as possible. And, of course, if you're listening to this on podcast services, give us a good little rating and make sure you subscribe to the feeds because, again, we like ourselves, and we want you to like us, too.
Apparently, the good thing to do is unsubscribe, resubscribe, like, and then unsubscribe and resubscribe and like again.
I feel like we're gonna get.
I was
can't
with you for that first one, but why again?
On
Because it's good to do
podcast
that
services.
It's good every once in a while to do it to re-register it to make sure that shit's coming through your feed. But why again?
Just to remind him. It's a reminder to him.
Got it.
I can't tell if he's making this up or is this something he's read.
I believe
I
it.
need to sneeze so
We're
bad.
gonna get banned.
Sneeze, buddy. Until next time, ladies and gentlemen, it's been our pleasure to serve you.
This table.
Oh, we did it already.
No, I'm joking.
Fair enough.